Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for episode 74 of the MeepleCore Podcast, a bi-weekly podcast about board games, video games, music, and nerd culture. I'm your host, Tim Jennette, the Metal Meeple, and I'm joined by my co-hosts,
Matt RoBear
and Eric Ledford.
And we have a returning guest,
George Breden.
In this episode, we give you our first impressions for the board games Council of Blackthorn, Ticket to Ride New York, and Wingspan. Then we discuss if a game can be too balanced, give you our top 5 YouTube things to binge watch, and much more. It's question time, people. Question time. What do you do with your inserts for your board games?
For me, I try to save as many as I can.
Hoarder.
But
Matt.
If they work with everything, because I do sleeve, then great. Sometimes I will have to cut spots out to get a deck box in there. But
Masochist. George.
Straight in the bin. Rubbish.
Agreed.
Well, of course, if it's like that, just that cardboard, white cardboard, I'll chuck those.
Oh, basically Fantasy Flight games.
Yeah. But if it's, if it has artwork on it or it's kind of nice, then I try to
Eric's
keep
got to
it.
trade and sell. He can't be throwing all the inserts away.
I think for the most part, like Fantasy Flight just puts an insert for packing purposes.
And that's the main purpose for a lot of inserts is to keep it from being damaged during,
yeah, shipment and like,
yeah.
Right. And I think those are disposable. Right. I think literally they should just print a big trash can on it. Say, yes, you are supposed to be throwing this away. Mm-hmm. People keep them religiously, and I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't understand people that just keep them no matter what. Mostly they're just straight in the rubbish. There are some companies now that are having inserts that are very well made. For example, Wasteland Delivery Service.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. That one's, well, that's a game trays. Like, that's not even like, that's like a different layer of insert. You've got dividers insert where it's just like cardboard that, you have a space in the middle because they wanted the game to be 500 times the big size that it actually comes with the components or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like, even something like Splendor, it's like, that's a borderline one. Do you keep the insert?
Oh, I have to. Without it, it just
doesn't take up any room.
Right. It takes up 10% of the box.
Although I am because it's weird because that insert has spots for everything.
Mm-hmm. It does.
But you take it out and it takes up like a 10th of the space. Works well with expansions though. I'm cool with that.
That's true.
So, at first we gave them a lot of crap over it, but now I'm kind of like, okay, all right, we can throw a couple of expansions in there in the same box. I guess follow-up question, what do you do with expansion boxes? We already know, Eric.
Usually garbage for me.
So far, I keep the ones I have.
So I can sell or trade.
Yeah.
Garbage.
That's fair. Usually throw mine away, but if I can fit them in the original one as like a divider or something.
It also kind of depends on the game as well. A lot of times I'll actually keep the expansion in its own box because sometimes I want to play the game, the base game, and I can just pull out the base game. If I want to play with the expansion, I'll pull out both boxes.
I don't know. I do that sometimes with some games, I guess, but typically I just mix it all together.
Mm-hmm.
I'll save the expansion box if I can't get everything in one box.
Yeah, I'll do that. I like when the expansion box comes in, it's big enough to put the base game in.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, what's the point? Like, here's what I like about Nations. Nations expansion box was literally thin cardboard and it basically said, throw me away. I mean, it could have came in a baggie with like stapled, top part stapled to the baggie.
Right.
Yeah. And there are certain ones that do that, and there are games that come in blister packs and things, and it's just definitely made to be thrown away.
Oh yeah. I'm fine with this, especially if the main box is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that was random anyway.
One other thing I'll do with expansion boxes is I'll save them and put do-it-yourself games in them or print and plays.
Oh yeah.
I've done that too. Yeah, you're right.
Tim also uses them for you put stuff in them and put them in a drawer.
I did.
Items.
So I took Machi Koro, and since they're real long and really deep for some reason, whatever. But I take them and take them apart and put them next to each other, and I put them in drawers. So like you can separate your keys and your stuff like that from books or whatever. It's like in drawer dividers. So that's a good way to reuse your expansion boxes.
Yeah.
Use a board game thing for non-board game things. I've never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Or like for instance, what's that game over there? Cosmic Encounter. For some reason, I couldn't think of it without staring at it. All the expansion boxes for that are really small. And so like they carry all my, like one of them has all the alien cards and another one has like all the cards for the game. So like I use those as actual dividers
within the base game.
And so I didn't throw away. So if I can keep the expansion box and use it creatively, I will. Sometimes I even use expansion boxes for other games. Like I've got game that like a small card game that came out with an expansion. And it's a small box. I'll put stuff in it and use it as a divider instead of buying like a box for that game, like a Plano box or something. And lastly, the World of Warcraft board game has so many cards that I took a Carcassonne expansion. I actually taped in dividers inside of it, and I have all the cards inside of in rows. Yeah. Good stuff. Creativity. Right. Anyway, as always, we're going to talk about what we did before, between the podcasts. So, Matt, let's tell us stuff.
Okay. I've been watching NBA playoffs. Not exciting.
Nice.
Watched something happen in a derby race that hasn't happened ever.
Oh yeah. That was pretty.
Say that too.
Pretty big deal, wasn't it?
I guess. Yeah.
Well, in the derby realm, it is.
Yeah, in the derby realm. Yeah.
A lot of people lost money. A lot of people made a lot of money.
Yeah.
I heard,
not me.
So what happened, just briefly, Matt, just so everybody, if they don't watch the Derby, obviously we're speaking from Louisvillian
jockey
territory.
Drove that horse like it was drunk.
He said it was spooked.
Yeah, it was spooked. Yeah. You're allowed to change one lane at a time, but you can't change 5 lanes when you're horse racing.
And you have to.
I think you can even go 2, and they might kind of give you a leeway, but like he just went way too many.
Well, I think the biggest thing
you
is
can't plow into other horses.
Yeah, right. He impeded the one horse, which I was surprised did not have any problems.
Well, he had to pull back, so it kind of like took him out of the race.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I was surprised that he wasn't the one in doing the inquiry. Country House was like, I didn't really think that horse got affected that bad by what happened.
No, they didn't. And Country House came in. Well, he was second, bumped up to first. He's the one that made the inquiry because if he got disqualified, it would make his horse win. The other horse that was affected, I mean, they could have, but it wouldn't have helped them any.
Right.
They were, whatever, 7th place or I don't know what place they came in, but they wouldn't have won.
They were way further back than that, I believe.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, they were like...
Yeah.
So the person's horse that was hit or almost hit.
Well, they got kind of cut off. You're supposed to leave enough room.
But second place wasn't involved at all, and they complained about it just because they knew if it was disqualify him, they would be in first.
Right. And that was a big thing.
They said they were involved, but they weren't that involved.
No.
Oh, terrible human beings playing a terrible sport anyway.
Do you feel like they should just rerun the race?
They couldn't. They could, but that's never happened as well, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess realistically, if it is a rule that is written...
It is a rule.
Then you should know.
They did everything by the rules, but people are just saying maybe the rules need to be revisited.
That's fair, but you can't revisit them in retrospect.
No, not in retrospect,
Yeah.
but they're saying that there could be a problem, and maybe they need to kind of redo some rules. They said the people handling the rules did what they should have.
Yeah.
My thing is, it's a race. I mean, if you run in front of somebody, you're beating them. Unless you have clear lanes.
No, that's what you do in horse racing. You have lanes that you're kind of supposed to stay within. You can't.
Are they marked?
You can't. No, but it's like they look at hoof marks, I believe. It's kind of like an unwritten lane.
I got you. So
rule.
they are supposed to stay within their imaginary lane.
Yeah, and he swerved out like what would have been like 4 or 5 horses over.
Oh, okay. Well, that is pretty careless. Why did he do that? Was it just a horse?
Well, he said the horse was spooked.
He's saying the horse was spooked, but some people might say that he did on purpose. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just depends on what side you hear from.
And they're pretty young horses, too. I think they're like 2 years old.
Yeah, 2 years old.
Oh, okay. So inexperienced horses, basically.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I would also say one of the things that they're talking about is there's 20 horses in the Derby, and I think that's maybe the only race that they have 20 horses. Most of them have like 14 or under, and that kind of...
You go to Churchill Downs, you're 6 horses.
a lot races.
Your big races, probably 14. I'd say it's a lot, and we have 20 of them.
Are they trying to say to take the Derby down to...
No, that ain't going to happen.
It's not going to happen. But some people are saying, for the safety of the horses and jockeys and whatnot, to bump it down to 14.
Or just race twice and then take the top so many people. I mean...
That's not going to happen.
No, yeah.
Oh, well, that's fine.
It's the fastest 2 minutes of racing.
Right.
Fastest 2 minutes.
It can't be the fastest 4 minutes.
That's fair. So what else, Matt?
I was excited. I don't know if I could have made it a news item, but the It trailer came out today. I don't know if anyone saw that, but I'm excited. It looks good.
The It trailer?
Yeah, the second It.
Did they ever have a second movie in the first place?
Yeah. You talking about like the TV series? It was in 2 parts.
So they had a movie originally, then a TV series?
No. It was a made-for-TV movie. I guess that's a better way to put it.
In the beginning? Oh, okay.
Was the original It. So then 2 years ago, they came out with a new version of it.
But that's just a movie.
Yes, the first part of it. Now the second
gotcha.
part is about to come out. They trailered for it, so it'll be, I think, October comes out.
Gotcha.
So
I never knew that it was a actual TV.
It was a made for TV. Yeah, that.
But they broke it up into 2 movies.
It was in 2 movies. Yes.
That's why the VHS came in double.
Yes. Yeah. That and The Stand were 2 made for TV movies.
Yeah, I remember The Stand. That was like 4 episodes or something, right?
Was it that long?
I think they released.
I thought
it was 2 also.
It was over like a week.
Really?
Oh yeah, you might be right.
I thought it was like 5 episodes or something.
I thought it was a bunch of episodes, but I thought it was like 1 day a week. I didn't know if it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Maybe it was. Well, anyway.
It's been a long time. But
I think Eric will talk about that, so I'll wait. Then after that, I've been playing lots of Borderlands. I actually played through the first Borderlands. I finished the pre-sequel, and now I'm going through Borderlands 2. So I'm getting ready for when Borderlands 3 comes out.
That's fair. What's your favorite one so far?
Oh, Borderlands 2 is by far the best.
Borderlands 1 was good when it came out.
Yeah, it was good when the one thing I'll say though, which they learned, the boss fights in that are like bop, 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 it's done. And the pre-sequel, I think the boss fights were almost too hard. Actually, whenever I was looking up, like, because there was one boss I was having a lot of trouble with, and I was looking it up, and evidently a lot of people had a lot of trouble with many of the bosses.
Oh, really?
In the pre-sequel. Yeah, they're kind of rough.
Huh.
But Borderlands 2, just all around just the play in it and the story and everything. So hopefully that will carry on.
Borderlands 1 didn't even have a story. And honestly, the ending was one of those, oh man, really?
Well, the ending, but after you play Borderlands 2 and watch the ending, I was like, that's cool. But whenever, probably at the time, you're like, what's this? What is this
it's like, really?
Yeah.
Is this the ending?
Yeah, I saw it's a satellite. Big deal.
Yeah.
But it had a lot more meaning after you play the second one. So, I saw it pretty good. So that was me. But
Eric, do you next.
All right. So I'm kind of doing my own pre-math trading, but I'm selling some games and buying some games. So
on the Origins flea market?
Yeah, Origins flea market. So we bought 16 games on there.
I even contributed to this. Eric has shown me the evil.
Yeah. I've already spent like $335. I've already started packing up games that I'm taking to Origins, and it's already like almost 2 like IKEA bags full. So I don't know how this is going to work.
This is like the benefit of us not driving together this time.
Yeah. And I haven't even done the math trade yet, which last year was like 2 IKEA bags worth of games. So I might have like 4 big bags of games to take and bring back.
Also, pretty much what I had to carry to it last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
This would be a lot.
What are some of the highlights of the games that you're acquiring?
I am
just a few titles.
Well, I got the Space Alert.
Oh, nice.
Which I already have.
Which I didn't know
with the expansion.
had. Yeah. Well, I got that. What else? Also have Rising Sun Kickstarter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Got that for a pretty good price with the playmat, coins, the whole shebit.
Yep.
And a lot of other games. I can't even... Honshu.
Okay.
Have you played that?
I have not.
Gotcha.
It's supposed to be good.
I'm looking forward to it. I wanted to play it a couple of years in a row now.
Yeah. And for some reason, I can't even bring them up right now. But we do a whole segment on games that we're bringing back. So
we'll probably have the math trade topic when it's closer. And then I guess we can mention a lot of these during that as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
George, you talk now.
Okay.
Or Eric, were you done?
No, go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I've played some games since we last were on here, and one is The Faceless.
Yes.
I got The Faceless Kickstarter arrived, and this is a game where you have magnets around the outside of the board, and you have a compass on the board as your piece, as your player piece, and as you move the characters around the outside, you affect the compass, and where your compass points is where you move during the game. So it's the most innovative concept I've seen in a while, and it worked out really well. I've enjoyed it.
No.
I think it's a good game.
Yeah, we played it once. It's definitely a game that you can, it's like, hey, we should play it another time or two.
This was in my preview for Essen last year.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's turned out well. Also, I played Robinson Crusoe, The Mystery Tales. I've been playing that with Kat a couple times and enjoying the campaign part of it.
Nice.
I haven't done the campaign for the other expansion that they had, which was the HMS Beagle. So now I want to go back and do that.
I have that.
But you haven't played it?
No.
Yeah, no, same here.
Yeah.
One of my favorite games, Robinson Crusoe, and I don't know why I just never... Well, I know why, because I don't have time for campaign games usually. But getting into this one, and it's a horror game where you have sort of a Cthulhu theme to it, and you have some sanity as well as health that you have to worry about. And you have characters that either go insane and just wander off into the island to come back and get you later, because now they're insane.
Yeah.
Which is great. Or they just straight up die. So when they do, you use one of your other characters, and your crew just gets smaller and smaller as you swap them out.
Nice.
It's really good.
That's pretty cool.
Sounds awesome.
I watched Hereditary, which we've talked about before. So I finally did watch that.
All right. Now we're like, 1-1 on, we got someone that likes it and someone that kind of disliked it. So
Is this the tiebreaker? Am I going to have to see this? Because I have watched a movie between last time. Oh, the world is ending.
Oh
Anyway,
my God.
keep going, George. Sorry, not to steal your thunder.
No, you'll have to be the tiebreaker because I liked it and I didn't like it.
oh yeah.
The first 3/4 of the movie I thought were amazing. I thought this is fantastic. I love the build up. I love the way that it presented the characters and what was going on. And then right at the end, I felt like,
It's like,
what is happening?
what is this?
Yeah. We suddenly just introduced some
Craziness.
craziness.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't know if I should go on, like, I don't know. People don't want spoilers, but I kind of liked the end and didn't like the end. I liked certain things about it, but I didn't like the sudden shift in the style of movie.
Yeah, it
In a
was.
sense.
Right.
I can see that because it does. Yeah, the style does kind of change a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Did
I was
you-
okay with it.
Also, like, I guess, I think I did fully understand everything that was happening, or did you go
I
on the
think so.
web?
I think I understood it,
Okay.
but I
Like-
could have missed some things. I don't know.
Okay. I also went on the web and kind of, it's like, okay, tell me more of the backstory
Yeah.
or more of that story.
Because they don't really.
They
some
don't
of that, it's
detail
not,
it
yeah,
for
it's
you.
not really detailed, and unfortunately, you shouldn't have to do that with a movie, but it does help it a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Well, I'll check it
To
out.
understand it further, because it doesn't like, this is happening. It doesn't really tell you why it's happening or like, oh, okay, I understand now. That
Does
you
it
said
make that shift that I'm talking about make
it makes-
sense right at the end?
Somewhat.
Kind of,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that part of it, as well as a different part I'm talking about, where that white essence or something was trying to get into his body.
Yeah. Perhaps they should have explained this during the movie. Really.
Yeah, I would say so. This is kind of the same thing I had with Destiny, where they put all these lore and stuff in the game, but you have to go on the website to read it.
Right.
It's like
That's
I mean, I
kinda
get
what happened to me on this
Destiny's
one.
trying to make a community type of thing. So I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. But if a movie's not including stuff and you have to look it up online to get backstories or whatever, I guess if you're reading people's responses of what they think, that's different. But if you're reading like more detail that wasn't even in the movie, that's kind of garbage.
I mean,
Unless
it
there's like
doesn't-
a book, you can have a book and
There's-
maybe do that.
there's not like a narrator or something that's like this
But
is
is it
what's
official
happening.
though?
That I don't know.
It's not necessarily official, but just people reading interviews and this and that, and you know, stuff from the director. That's
I got
kind
you.
of
So
the director has explained it in interviews, and other people have taken that and regurgitated on YouTube and stuff. So.
Gotcha. So they're at least citing some sort of official.
Yeah, it's not they're just making it up. That
Gotcha.
or the movie is based on like a real thing.
Yeah.
So there's also ways to research some of that. So
Gotcha.
That's intriguing.
yeah, that the whole like thing is real, is a thing. So
Whoa.
I know that sounds really vague.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Let's just say this: the main person we're worried about in that movie is like from historical, like, I mean, if you want to believe it's real or not, I don't know. I guess that's up to you.
He's
But
reincarnated.
it is a
Okay.
thing. It is something from the past that people used to believe.
Huh.
That makes it slightly more disturbing.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, next time maybe I will see it and we'll talk full spoilers.
Cool.
All right.
What else, George?
That's it. That's it for me.
Okay,
Are
real
you-
quick.
all right,
I just
okay.
want to say two things because I thought both of y'all were going to do this.
All right.
No Game of Thrones and no
I was-
Endgame.
I was just-
don't want to spoil it.
I was just about to ask you if you're caught up on Game of Thrones.
I am not. I saw the
Okay.
Battle of Winterfell, and that's the last one I saw.
Okay. Well, just Battle of Winterfell anyway.
Was that too dark?
Yes.
It was pretty dark.
It was far too dark.
Like to where you didn't?
Fantastic. I'm going to watch it.
Well, dark as in they shot it at night.
No, it's shot. Yeah, it's just
Not dark as
hard to
in-
see.
Oh.
Blood and gore.
yeah, it was awful.
Yeah, I don't like dark.
I think it took them like 3 months or something, shooting at night every day or something.
The whole
to-
episode was
to finish
in the dark.
that episode. Yeah,
Yes.
it was at night. The battle.
Which makes sense, but at the same time, it was too dark.
Yeah,
If
I don't think historically ancient battles happen at night.
Probably not.
Maybe
But then
they
they
did.
couldn't have the
Well,
Del Rothi.
You can't help it
Yeah.
when the dead people are going to show up at your doorstep.
The dead don't care.
Right.
If it's
Oh,
they
I
don't
got
care
it.
if it's night or day.
I guess
Yeah.
that's not historic.
Well, they got to see too.
which was cool. I thought that part was cool.
Actually, if you're talking about that as well, like their formations and having cavalry go out and having like their catapults up front. and
Yeah.
there's all kinds of stuff that was kind of weird in the battle.
Yeah.
Actually, they did one thing that I didn't like in Walking Dead as well. It's like, oh, this person's they're getting overrun, they're dying, and they're like, all right, that person's dead. Nope, they're alive. All right, let's do it with this guy. All right, nope, they're alive. Let's do it with this person.
Oh, it's
They
like
did,
little cliffhangers, and then they
Yes.
come out like,
Yes.
I made it.
And I also think they played it safe with the amount of survivors.
Right, that's what I was gonna
bet
say,
the
too.
book. I bet half those people are gone.
Absolutely.
Right, and I think it should have been that way. I heard that they're doing more fan service.
Yeah.
Trying to keep more people happy, I suppose. But
Who cares?
It's not
It's
what
the
Games
last
of Thrones
season.
is
Yeah,
about.
no,
That's
exactly.
right. It's more of a disservice.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think that they got rid of some like
Minor
B
characters.
yeah, but they didn't get rid of any of the the top characters,
Yeah.
which
Well,
is
spoiler alert.
yeah. If you haven't seen it by by this point, you had your chance.
Well, that's fine, but I mean, you can at least preference.
All right, spoiler alert. Put that in the front.
You said in game. I think Eric mentioned he saw it last time.
Yeah,
Oh, did you?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Well, I saw it.
You seen? What do you think?
Verdict.
You didn't like it though, right?
I didn't like it fully. I didn't like it as much as
There was
the
parts
last
you
one.
liked.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I would probably prefer Infinity War over this one, but I was happy
If I
with
was
this one.
to watch it, if I was to watch one of them again, I would rather watch the last one
I got you.
as a better movie. In a whole.
I did enjoy it. I will say that watching it, it got within like the last 40 minutes, and that was the first time I looked at my clock. So
yeah.
like there was only one moment that kind of felt slow. So
Wasn't it like 3 hours long or something?
Yeah.
It's pretty long. Yeah,
Yeah.
it had a lot to kind of wrap up and do.
yeah.
Gotcha.
But so yeah,
A
it
lot
was
of
good.
things happened.
Cool.
Tim.
I've been playing more Diablo 3 for the Switch, and I really like the Crusader class. Did y'all play Diablo 3?
I didn't play it whenever that came out, so
Eric?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh,
I
well,
played 2.
none of the expansions.
yeah, I like the Crusader class. It's really cool. It's just that I feel like it's probably a better multiplayer character because it is more of like a tank, although he can do a lot of things where he takes out he's got a lot of AoE and stuff like that. So the idea is, I mean, you can hold your own with him, but it probably shines with other players. So we'll see how he actually plays out as I get more abilities or whatever. But I'm like maybe a third through the game now. Well, actually, probably less because I forgot there's an expansion amount of content. I haven't played my Switch in a couple of days, so I haven't really caught up that much. Because I got my TV and my surround sound finally set up.
Oh, you do, don't you?
Matt's been down here for like 3 hours. Just noticed. And I watched a movie. I watched Solo, finally.
Oh. What do you think?
Yeah, what you think?
It's fantastic.
Oh, my goodness. I fell asleep. I didn't get through it all.
Oh, you
I'll
must
have to go back.
It was medication, right? Because it was fun. Matt, did you like it?
I believe, if I remember right, it was kind of like okay for me. It wasn't super awesome. I can't. God, that was so long ago. I can't remember exactly how I felt about it.
Oh, it took too long.
Yeah. I thought it was okay. I wasn't like, oh, this is awesome. But
Well,
I wish
okay.
I could remember. I had problems with it, though, but I cannot remember what they are.
I don't think it was good as a standalone as Rogue One, because Rogue One is amazing.
Right.
I think that Solo is very fun, and it has a great like adventure sense to it, or whatever. Not really adventure is the right word, but
I
it's,
think I didn't feel like that was Han Solo. I feel like it was
It was quite different. Like a young Han Solo. You didn't encompass it.
It's hard to follow Harrison Ford, but I still felt like it was a different take on him.
I think it's actually perfect, and I'll tell you why. Because it shows that he straight up just turned into a grumpy old man. You know what I mean? Like, speaking of which, I went to fix somebody's stuff this weekend for my work. They closed their business down and all this stuff, and they brought all their stuff home. Like, I had to go out to their house and set up their server and set it up like it is the business, right? So when I'm there, I was like, oh yeah, well, which wireless is yours? And as I'm saying this, I bring up the list of wireless. This dude's really old. He's like 80. And, or maybe he's like in his 70s. And there's one wireless called "Get Off My Lawn!" ! I was like, I just stared at it. He goes, it's, "Get off my lawn." And this is a really nice part of Louisville. I mean, his grass is immaculate. Yeah. So
that makes sense then.
It was so funny. Anyway, so I like Solo. Well, maybe we can, rewatch it and talk about it in detail, but for the most part, I mean, it's probably too late now for people to even care, but
It's been out for a while.
It has been out for a while. That's the only Star Wars movie that I have not seen in the theaters because I didn't go.
I do remember there was a lot of Easter eggs in it. There were a lot of fun.
There were a lot of, that's what I mean. Like, the whole movie was fun.
Yeah.
Like, being a great, awesome movie, I don't know. Part of the Star Wars thing, it's got a lot of stuff going for it. It's whatever.
I thought Woody Harrelson did pretty good in it.
Well, yeah, Woody Harrelson did awesome.
Yeah. It has Emilia Clarke is in it. I thought she did fairly well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Childish Gambino.
Yeah, Childish Gambino. Oh, you know what? I did not like him.
You did not like his character?
I did not like the way he portrayed Lando.
Yeah, that's fair.
I wish I could remember exactly what it was I didn't like, but it was kind of over the top, I think. It wasn't as cocky and smooth, I guess. It was a little too cocky.
Yeah, right. Not as smooth.
Yeah, not as smooth. It was just kind of arrogant feeling.
No, that's fair.
It sounds like neither actor could live up to their...
And that's
That might
fine.
be it, right.
I understand that in my mind they're not going to.
Yeah.
So they kind of got a small pass for it, but it was like, that was just a few kind of things I didn't care for it.
Well, that's fine. Anyway, after that, I did some, I totally thought I had more to talk about, but I just have some quick things. Obviously, the Origins Matt trade, I got a couple of games. Matt, I got Immortals for $10. I think that's a steal.
Oh, yeah.
Immortals.
The Queen Games. Like, it's like
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Big old box.
$10, man. That's worth the Cube Tower. And then, my brother-in-law got married, so he had a wedding. We went to that. That was pretty interesting. It was like 2 hours away, so I had the kids in the car to take them 2 hours. It went great, amazingly.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. And then when we were there, Theron was going nuts, but that's fine. He was going nuts in a good way. He was just really excited. And then we drove back, and then that's the funny story. When we drove back, I had downloaded a lot of videos from YouTube that he likes to watch, or like similar ones. And he was watching them. I just kind of handed him the tablet because he can kind of make his way through it or whatever. Anyway, this is at night. And so he's like, he's in the passenger back seat. So he's diagonal from me. And I look back at him and I don't hear any sound. And I'm like, Theron, is the video stopped? And I noticed like stuff on the window, like a reflection, it was moving. So he was like, yeah, I'm watching. He goes like, yeah. Or he goes, no. And I go, what are you watching? He goes, airplanes. I was like, okay. I mean, there are a couple of videos where it's just literally people filming construction vehicles and stuff like that. And it just plays it for like an hour. So I was like, and there's no music or anything. So I was like, whatever, maybe that is it. And he goes, Daddy, this part's scary. I was like, give me the tablet. And he handed me the tablet. And I kind of went a little slow and everything for people worried if I was going to die. And I looked at it. I was like, whoops. And it had The Martian, but it's the part where they're taking off into space and stuff's going wrong, I guess, or it's like really intense. Mm-hmm. But the sound didn't work because it's like a Blu-ray rip. So you have to watch it in a specific program. Otherwise, the normal Android app didn't have the codec to play it. And so I was like, oh, wow. Okay. It's pretty scary, but it's not a scary scene. It's just intense. Mm-hmm. But it was terrifying to look at because it's like just this dude's face being like, oh gosh, it's like flashing lights. You could barely see. Yeah. So he got freaked out.
It is an intense movie.
It is an intense movie. It's so good.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, that's it for me. And I got a couple other games on the flea market too, but whatever. I think I got, what else I get? I got, what are those 2 games I said 10? But anyway.
Yep. Next time.
Next time. We'll talk about it. Soon we will do an episode where we will have the Origins preview again. That just got released, I believe, today or yesterday. The official one on Board Game Geek.
So probably next week then.
Well, we can do next week or possibly the 6th, because if we do the 6th, then it'll come out the week of Origins, but that's only 2 days for people to watch. So we might do next week. I don't know. We'll see. The only problem with doing it next week or next podcast is that, with the last 2 weeks before Origins, like they put up like double the amount of games. It's whatever.
Right.
We'll figure something out.
That's very true.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's talk about some news. Matt, you start us off with the thing that you linked us.
Oh, okay. I wasn't prepared to start it, but so I'll just start with the headline. Bethesda pulls Elder Scrolls tabletop adventure amid plagiarism accusations. So, Bethesda, which I love Fallout and Skyrim and stuff like that. They were releasing a expansion for the Elder Scrolls Online. In relation to it, they were going to do a tabletop version of it that was using the D20, I guess. They still call it D20?
I don't think the D20 is the 3rd edition.
Okay, so they're using 5th edition rule set. The problem is they straight ripped off a module that was called the Black Road. That who wrote that thing? It was a Paige Leitman and a Ben Heisler that wrote that particular one. But
did they write the module for 5th edition, like officially for D&D, or was this something they self-published and they just stole it?
No, it was. I don't know which edition D&D it was written for, but it was a D&D.
It was a published module.
It was a published module for D&D. It doesn't say specifically which one. Yeah, so they got busted on this.
But it is weird to, I guess, trash a whole project because of it. But
it's called shame.
I guess so.
Yeah, so I just wonder how this happens if it's like...
You said that real quick because I don't think you mentioned it, but when you say they copied it, basically they just took the module and replaced names, right?
Yes, that is pretty much what this article is saying. They just changed it. There's a line in here somewhere where it says exactly what they did. It was
sorry, guys. We're going to fire these people that are, responsible for this action.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if someone got this job assignment, like, hey, we're doing this project to make a tabletop version of this. So write a story, which is crazy because Bethesda, think of Skyrim and Fallout and all the story and lore that goes in all their games. Like this person,
the resources
you get the resources and everything to do your own original thing. And
what even makes it even crazier is if you're not familiar with how modules work in D&D and stuff like that, it literally is like take your like you could play D&D where the DM makes up stuff as you go along or has like a story element that he's kind of thinking and he kind of reacts to the players as they do stuff, but it's like nonchalant. Like I know where I want them to go and I have to kind of get them there. But you can also buy modules that are literally almost like scripts that you go through. They kind of bring everybody in the same line, but the line could be, zigzagged a little bit.
Right.
So the players can go off and do side quests or do different things. But the idea is you don't have to think because everything's there. Even for the most part, major dialogue in the module is written for you to read off. Like, I'm going to ask the mayor about the dragon that attacked. And if they ask about this, read this. So it's weird that they would take an entire module and redo it because like the text and everything, like, it seems like harder to retrofit something that's not in your IP into your IP because this would that actually happen in that world? Is stuff like that? I don't know. It's really weird that they would do that.
Okay, so where it officially was said they just pretty much changed names and stuff was on Twitter with the Ben Heisler guy that wrote the original one.
And he would know best, I would imagine.
His tweet said, it's a surreal day when a top-tier gaming company steals your blank. I assure you. And he was evidently, someone was tagging him in something, I think letting him know that it happened.
Oh, wow.
So that's how he got led onto it. So
yeah, it's just outrageous. There's so many people that are capable game masters that could just come up with things on the fly that why would you ever have to rip off something directly?
And I'm taking everything I just said from Polygon, so
fair enough.
Give them credit.
All right, well, if I can find the link here, the Origins 2019 award nominees are out, but I totally forgot to bring up the link. Let's see if I have it here.
Games are up for the award.
Let's see how many of these we agree with.
Yeah.
Do you have it?
I don't know. Oh, here we go. Okay. Saturday, June 15th, 2019. So this is like board games, card games, collectible games, family games, miniature games, role-playing supplements.
Is everything.
Game accessories. This is when you go to Origins, they have like this sheet of paper that you can vote on them. These are the fan votes awards. This doesn't mean that they are going to choose the same person, same game to win.
Right. Yes, there is a fan version and there's a
lot of times they go hand in hand, but
a lot of times it makes sense. Yeah. But every once in a while it
does vary.
Their council or whatever it is chooses something different, but we're going to skip a couple of these since we don't really do most like role-playing games, for instance.
Right.
For board games, they have Brass Birmingham. They have Chronicles of Crime, Cryptid, Everdell, Gizmos, Pulsar 2849, Rising Sun, Root, and Space Base. So I think that it's going to come down probably between Everdell and Rising Sun, if I had to guess.
You said Rising Sun?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
I would imagine that one would win.
You think Rising Sun?
I would think.
I think personally Everdell.
I think Everdell should win. I would vote for Everdell.
I would vote for Everdell too. But
you think Rising Sun?
No, I think Root.
Was it on here?
Root was,
Root is on here.
You think Root still got that momentum going?
Oh, I think,
I hear a lot more about Root than Everdell.
I think,
although I do like
Rising Sun though?
Well, yes, but Rising Sun came out, then later Everdell came out, then later Root came out. So
I would have thought Rising Sun would have
first
came out the year prior, but I guess I'm wrong.
It depends, and they might consider a game that came out late December as this year because it wasn't out long enough for last rewards.
I got you.
And it also might be it may not be of a year. It might just be whatever was released since last Origins.
Right.
Oh,
that would make
make
more sense. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
My personal pick would be Everdell, but I really think it'll come down to either Root or Chronicles of Crime as far as what they will pick.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
And I wouldn't pick Chronicles of Crime personally, but
what do you think fan favorite? Root,
that's
Everdell.
what I mean. Root or Chronicles of Crime.
Oh yeah. Well, the card games we have Anatomy Flux, Choose Your Own Adventure, House of Danger,
Keyforge,
Dark Souls, the card game.
Keyforge.
It's not on here.
Are you kidding me?
No, it's not.
Get the MacGuffin, Maiden's Quest, The Mine, and Villainous. Villainous.
Oh, I hope not.
Is Villainous a card game?
Yes.
They're considering card games like a board game box that has cards and no board.
Okay.
Not a collectible card game or that type of game.
I mean, I'm not completely familiar with it, but I wasn't aware that it was more of a card game.
I'm not happy with any of those, so.
How's Keyforge not on there? Did it come out last year maybe? No, it didn't. It wasn't out yet.
No, it came out Gen Con last year, so.
It wasn't out then, though, was it? They were just demoing it.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
they're
that's
demoing
right.
it, yeah.
They were demoing it. Some packs came out but that was the early people.
It's in the collectible games. All right, so collectible games, we have Card Fight Vanguard. I'm not going to read off all these things. Booster? Really? Card Fight Vanguard Unite Team Q4 Booster. Dragon Ball Super Miraculous Revival Booster. I love JRPG games. HeroClix X-Men Xavier School. Keyforge Call of the Archons Archon Deck. Light Seekers Mythical Expansion. Magic the Gathering Dominaria Booster. Pokemon Forbidden Light Booster. Star Wars Destiny Legacies Booster Pack. Well, Warhammer Age of Signar Champions Trading Card Game Death Campaign Deck. Yu-Gi-Oh! Legendary Collectible or Collection Kaiba Box. Look, if you're going to do collectible games, do the actual set. Why do a specific booster pack?
That's the newest booster pack.
Stupid. You know, they all lose. Keyforge instantly wins because it comes in like an actual box. How about that? This is the dumbest award or not the award. I mean, if they were basing off the set, you know, like the Dominaria, like what is this? Magic the Gathering Dominaria booster. How about Magic the Gathering Dominaria set? You know,
well,
like,
I think that's really what they mean.
Is it?
I bet.
You like, because I could buy a fat pack of Magic the Gathering. It comes with like 6 boosters and like a box and all these collectible coins and crap. Mm-hmm. Does that count? Or is that off the table? Don't consider that in this. This specific booster. If we're talking about the Munchkin LCG, then, or CCG, then we could talk about a booster. Fun fact, I posted a video on Instagram about this. And basically I got 2 of the starter set boosters in the box. They were identical. The same layout and everything. I took a video and put it on there. So if we're talking about Munchkin, you can talk about it because we know that booster. Yeah. This specific booster apparently that everybody got.
Mm-hmm. You know it real well.
2 of them. Wow.
Yeah, right. Well, anyway, whatever. We're not going to Keyforge. Family games, we have The Climbers, Echidna Shuffle. What's it called?
Echidna. Yeah. That just came out last year?
Echidna?
It looks like it's been out for 10 years. I like the components though.
Let me run through the games and then we can talk. How do you pronounce it?
Echidna.
All right. Echidna Shuffle, The Climbers, The Man Sky Caper, Pantone the Game, Spy Club, Strawberry Ninja, Super Kitty, Bug Slap, The Tea Dragon Society card game, When I Dream.
When I Dream.
Because it's like the only game on here you played.
I haven't played any of those.
Climbers was good as well.
Climbers was okay.
Was that game that I fell asleep to?
It's the one with the little big ladders and long
That's
ladder.
the one I fell asleep to. That's awful.
That's awesome.
That game is awful. It's horrendous. No.
You did poor.
It's awful.
That game
is bad.
It should be... I would like it to be When I Dream as well, but I think it'll go to Spy Club.
Spy Club? Fair enough. I don't have a leg to stand on here because I've only played 2 of the games. When I Dream is good. I guess if they're calling it family weight games,
it's more of a party game.
But yeah, I wouldn't consider it a family
more than
game.
A family game. I would say
their classifications are very stupid.
Origins has been questionable for a number of years.
Yeah,
with these awards.
Miniature games we're gonna skip because we don't play any of those. We don't play the role playing games. Sorry, people listening if you're fans, but probably whatever. Role-playing supplements, we're passing that up. We will do game accessories in case it applies.
Nope.
We're skipping those 2. If you want to see it, just go to originsgamefair.com/origins-awards-nominees or just search Origin on Award Nominees 2019. It's like the 3rd link down for some reason, but whatever. Yep. Anyway, that's that. And we'll talk more about the awards probably after the show. Because they won't really, they actually do the show there, which you'll probably already know it. So maybe we'll just quickly talk about what we thought about them. But otherwise, anyway, anybody watch that Sonic the Hedgehog trailer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, you didn't watch it?
Oh, I've seen it.
Oh, okay. Did you watch it?
Wait, what is this? A movie?
The movie trailer for the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
You've not seen this?
Oh.
It is the worst thing I've ever seen.
I think George would want to see it though. He likes bad stuff.
You like bad stuff.
I like echidnas and hedgehogs.
Yeah. Then you'll like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this looks like, okay, look, Who Framed Roger Rabbit had better animation in it
Oh, well, that's a good movie, though.
Yeah, but it's also like 30 years old.
30 years old.
I mean,
Well, I didn't play a lot of Sonic games, but I didn't think it was that awful, too.
the animation, he looks like garbage. He is blue garbage. First off, he doesn't even look like Sonic the Hedgehog.
And maybe
really.
that is the main thing people are kind of referencing, too.
They could have just did a 3D model of him. Like I
It
think
would
there's
be
too
really
much.
easy.
There's too much fur, is what it is. There's too much fur. I don't know. Either way, Jim Carrey stepped out of his box to come.
That's what I didn't like, the Jim Carrey in it.
Jim
I was like,
Carrey.
oh, man.
Is he doing the voice?
No, he is.
He's doing Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah. He's playing one of the characters.
It's a live action show.
It's a
He's the-
live action.
It's
He's the
live
antagonist.
action. Yeah, it's live action. Jim Carrey plays Dr. Robotnik. I don't know who does Sonic the Hedgehog, but he's 3D animated terribly.
So this is going to be like this generation's Howard the Duck.
You
Yeah.
back off of Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck was awesome.
Blasphemy.
You know, I love Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
I didn't say that was a bad thing.
No, this is basically straight to video on Hallmark Channel.
Howard the Duck was hilarious.
Anyway,
Not always for the right reasons.
we'll come back to it, Matt, if you need to. But we're going to talk about the next thing, modular board for Scythe, which I thought was very important to mention since everybody probably already knows it by now. But it comes with 4 double-sided tiles. Each one has 7 hexes on it. You draft the tiles during setup to place them. It has all the starting locations on there, so things can be different. I think this probably should have been something they thought about for the original game.
Okay, this is funny, real quick. Do you remember Parks and Recreation?
Yes.
John Ralphio.
Yes.
That is Sonic the Hedgehog's voice. So if you watch Parks and Rec, you'll know who that is. But continue. Sorry.
Anyway, that's a thing. We don't really have to comment on it. And then this one's for George over here. Seasons of Inish expansion.
Yes.
Do you know anything about this?
Yes, I have it on order.
Oh, did? Okay.
Okay. So it has 5 modules. It has a 5th player module. The module called We Want a King. It shortens the game by avoiding multiple ties if the Bryn isn't involved.
I already have house rule for that.
Okay. Which actually is not a very long game, I wouldn't say. So I don't
No.
know that it needs to be shortened.
It can fall into situations
If
where
you
it
have-
goes on and on and on. If everyone's
Really good.
same skill level, yep.
Yeah.
The Seasons of Inish. It's a season and climatic conditions change. It changes the effects. So in the winter, it slows actions down. In the spring, it's like a renewal.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
The sea travel, which adds a new island, and you can build harbors and travel around the outside of the game map, apparently.
Ah, it's the best.
And then the last module includes 15 new epic tale cards.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
We never got through all the epic tail cards as it is in one game, so it's fine.
Right.
that's the
Well,
last.
that's good. I like when they add more of those types of cards into the game.
Yeah, if they have the same art, then of course.
All for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like the idea that this is modular. I think this should just be add all this crap in.
I am kind of back and forth on the modular stuff. Like when they have 5 modules and you're like, all right, this game we're going to play with module 1 and module 3. And next time we're just going to play with module 2. And then you get into your rut where he's like, all right, module 3 and 4 sucks. So we're never going to play with those.
Bad.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm with you.
I just don't like modular stuff at all.
I think everyone will just put all of this in. There's no reason not to.
I don't see why either. I mean, first off, why is the 5th? I don't know, whatever. What? Drop the module stuff. I don't know. There's very few games I can't even think of a game that I like that it has modules. I can't even think of one.
I have a lot of games that I haven't played yet that has module expansions to it.
How about some of the Queen games like Alhambra?
What's the game you like, Eric?
I haven't even
It's a
played
bunch of
Alhambra.
modules.
Okay.
There's a lot of games
I'm a
that
terrible
like.
person.
It's a Queen game.
Fresco.
I didn't like it at first. You place on the terrain and you can't build out.
Oh, Kingdom Builder.
yeah, there you go.
Well, that's not modules.
I thought it was modules.
They are expansions.
Those are total
Oh, they're actually
expansions.
expansions.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
There's
And you-
just a lot of them. They're like, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5.
Right, and that's like you shuffle the tiles in, and then you play with so many tiles, so you might have expansion content, you may not. This is like, do you want to play with this expansion? What about, or like, it'd be like,
and it's a smaller. Usually modules add just a little bit instead of
Yeah.
like changing the whole game around.
One game that makes good use of this is Alchemists. The expansion has several modules.
Yeah.
And if you played with all of them, it could be too much, I suppose.
We're talking about the CGE version, not the The Mayfair version.
Yeah.
Cool.
I haven't played that. Do you own that?
Yes.
We'll come back. Anyway, we're going to talk about Humble Bundle. So if you want to support the show, visit MeepleCore.com. Click on the link that says Humble Bundle Partner Link. It will take you, it's in orange. It will take you to Humble Bundle. Anything that you buy there will benefit us. If you buy a bundle, you will get it. You can click a thing down at the bottom that'll allow you to do a slider for the different things. If you want to contribute more to charity, you can. If you want to contribute to MeepleCore, awesome. Whatever you want to do. But if you want to support the show, get lots of free game, or not free, but get lots of Steam games, possibly even ebooks, things like that. You can just go to MeepleCore.com and click the Humble Bundle Partner link. So we're going to talk about 3 games on this episode. We have Council of Blackthorn, Ticket to Ride New York, and Wingspan. The first game on our list is Council of Blackthorn.
Designed by J. Meyer. Sorry, I said that very country sounding like
Meyer. We're from Kentucky.
Yeah.
We are.
Yes.
J. Meyer, I believe. Yes. Artist, there's about 10 of them, and then published by Great Northern Games.
So Council of Blackthorn, there's a story, but basically the king's dying and you won his throne, but you're trying to do everything you can to frame everyone else or do very treasonous things to get that crown. Unfortunately, that might be bad for you because whoever has the most treason at the end of the game is beheaded and cannot win. Otherwise, whoever has the most victory points. So the game is pretty simple. There is a board in the middle of the table that has 4 different tracks. These tracks represent, I guess, kind of like a faction or the house, like the royals, the guild, peasants. What's the 4th one? The military. We're going to call it military.
Axe.
I don't remember.
Legion.
Legion. Yes, you're right. But it's basically the military.
Yeah.
It's like the branches of government or something. I don't know. Anyway, they have a track, and I believe each track has about 10 spaces, and they're essentially victory points at the end of the game, but they're also used as a requirement to do the effects of cards, because you might have to be so far along a track to be able to perform a specific card's action. Mm-hmm. One of the in-game conditions, or I think the only in-game condition, if I remember correctly, is if 3 of the 4 tracks are locked down, and the way they get locked down is by somebody getting into the 10th spot, which is worth 13 points. Once you get there, it's pretty much impossible to knock somebody out of that position other than maybe a special ability here and there. What's going to happen is at the beginning of the game, you're going to get like a card that will give you special abilities or actions that you can do during your turn. Sometimes it will affect your setup. Like you might not get as many cards and things like that or whatever. And then you're going to start the game. The first player, when you start the game, actually, you get some of these treason cards I was talking about. Let's go ahead and tell you about that because that's pretty important. The treason deck is a massive deck of cards that literally is just 0, 1, 2, or 3. Each of the cards has a name, so all the 3s in the deck are named poison, etc., because certain cards will reference those. There is a house deck of cards that has cards from all 4 of the tracks. So like they have red cards that are royal, gold cards that are the guild, etc. There's also some green cards that do something crazy, but we'll talk about those in a minute. Anyway, you're going to get a hand of 5 of those cards. You get 3 treason cards at random. You're pretty much ready to begin. The first player is going to roll the dice. So each of the tracks has a die that matches the color, and it's going to have pips on it, 1, 2, or 3. And I believe there is 2 1s, 2 2s, a 0, and a 6, if I remember correctly.
Or a 3.
Or a 3, yeah, yeah. 0.
And a 3.
Yeah, 0, 1, 2, and 3, but there's only one side of the 6 and 0.
Right.
So they're going to roll those 4 dice, place them in their appropriate spots next to each track, and then you're ready to begin. Each person takes a turn until all 4, or however many players you're playing with takes a turn. Then the round ends. You move the first player marker to your left. Then you roll the dice again, and you do the same thing until 3 of those 4 tracks have been locked down. On your turn, it's pretty simple. Basically, you're going to get to perform one action. An action is going to be labeled as action. It's going to be on your player card that you get at the beginning of the game or on buildings that you've actually built throughout the game. There's only 2 types of cards: buildings that stay around and allies that when you play them, they go away. So and after you play an action or don't play an action, you get to play 1 card from your hand. When you play that card, you're going to do 2 things. 1, whatever color the card is, as long as one of those 4 colors on the of the tracks. Say you play a red card, which is royal. Then you look at the royal track and you look at the die. The die is going to have you do some things. You only do the die, and then you're going to do the card effect on the card. So if the die says 1 or 2, you get to move up on that track 1 or 2 spaces. If it says 3, you can move up 3 spaces, but it completely destroys the card basically. So you sacrifice the card in order to move pretty fast on that track. If it's a 0, you get to perform the action on your card without meeting the requirements. You also get to give away one of your treason cards to somebody at random.
And taking 3 real quick, backing up.
It does give you 2
treasons.
Right, it does give you 2 treasons. So it is a good action to take, but it might be more of a jump to finish type of action, but we'll come out to that.
And when you say if you take the 0 die action, you give away a card, the card is selected at random.
And you choose somebody to give it to.
Yes.
Yeah, that was you could interpret it what I said 2 different ways, I guess. Yeah, so you choose one of your treason cards or at random, not choose, and then you give it to somebody specifically. Anyway, then you get to do the action on the card. And most of the time, that action, I think all the time, is going to be, it's going to have you required to be so far along another track. So if you play the royal, it might say that you need to be 3 spaces up on the guild track for the special ability to take effect. In the case of a building, if you don't meet that, the building's destroyed. Otherwise, it goes into construction, and then at the beginning of your next turn, you get to untap it, essentially, and you can use it from then on. It's usually just an action that you can choose or a passive ability, whereas the ally cards are simply one-use cards. It might allow you to draw new cards, it might allow you to get victory points somehow, or do something cool, or do something not cool to other people. After that, you get to discard one of your cards from your hand if you would like, and then draw back up to 5, and that's pretty much the end of your turn. It's the next player's turn, and so on and so forth. Then you keep doing that until, like I said, 3 of the 4 tracks are locked down. Then you get points, and you're going to get points from the building cards that you've played. They have a static amount of points on them. As you're playing the game, you can do things to get victory point chips, which are all face down and hidden. You can count those up. And I think there's maybe another thing. I can't remember offhand, but it's not a big deal. You get points from a lot of different sources. And then after you've revealed your total score, then the players count up their treason cards, and whoever has the most is beheaded.
Yeah. At the end of your turn, which is kind of a unique aspect of the game, is you if you're ahead on any of the tracks, you get victory points.
That's true. Yeah, you get victory points for being the furthest on a track and then having the most buildings. Yeah. So anything else we'll just bring up as we talk. But what did you think about this, Eric?
Oh, yeah. It surprised me. I liked it better than I originally thought I was, although I did like the theme of it. And I usually don't like games as much when there is one person that just gets taken out of the running. I think that's in like Lords of Zidit, where if you don't do a specific thing, you're totally out. It doesn't matter how many points you have. I didn't typically like that, but I did understand it in this game, and it was all right.
Thematically, it makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Are you saying you don't like it in Lords of Zidit?
I don't like it in Lords of Zidit.
That's one of my favorite parts of that game.
Those kind of mechanics in a game. Although it works in this game.
It's different in Lords of Zidit, though, because it's a lot of cutting off the slow swimmers.
Right.
In Lords of Zidit, it's mostly about you can't be great at one thing. You have to have good at everything. Right. In this one, it's not necessarily the same, because this one's more, you can have a lot of treason cards and maybe look like you're going to be beheaded. And so people can think, well, Tim's got 15 treason cards and I have 3. I can draw more, but 14 of mine can be zeros.
Right.
Which I think is a great mechanism, because it's he's been doing a lot of treacherous things, but it's gone unnoticed by the king. Because maybe he doesn't think that it's treasonous, or maybe he's corrupt in some way to think, he's doing some things to get back at somebody, whereas they were the treasonous one.
Right.
I don't know. It's so cool.
Yeah. And then since your victory points are hidden for the most part, there is a track that does show everybody who's kind of ahead, but doesn't take into account any victory points that you have face down. Is that right? No. There is no track on the board.
No, there's just 4 tracks.
Sorry. That's right. Well,
you get points from those tracks.
Yeah. you get points from the track, so you kind of can speculate like, all right, he's going to get 8 points for this track and 7 points for this track.
I mean, you can see that, but everything else is hidden.
Right. So that part of it you could kind of use to influence other people and be like, oh, George is ahead. So
table talk a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, table talk. He's up on 2 of the 3 or 4 tracks. That's huge.
Yeah, and he's got 8 points, the last 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So we should go after George. So I did like that aspect of the game as well. Although George won the game that we played by a decent amount, and I don't think we pegged him as a winner at that point.
I think that's the trick to this game is don't get out to a lead. Don't make yourself a target.
Right.
Don't be the leader that everyone's going to bash.
Yes. You want to be second leader.
We initially thought that it was going to be that Munchkin-y style of, oh, wow, somebody's in the lead, destroy them.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see people knee-jerk reactioning to that as you play the first time, but it's almost a poor strategy to do because that person might be up on some of the tracks, but at the same time, they might have 20 chips in front of them for victory points where somebody else has 5. Or what I'm trying to say is one person might appear that they're going to be far up on all the tracks, but they don't have any victory points, whereas somebody else is stashing a huge amount of victory points in front of them, but doesn't have a board presence to show that.
Right.
So it's an interesting balance of really understanding what people are doing each round and remembering that.
Yeah.
And man, there's so many cards in this game. I wish there was more of a way to like look at other players, like so many of their treason cards just to view it.
Oh, that's an interesting idea.
Right? Like you
get to see some of them.
Look at 5 treason cards of a player at random.
Now there's one
and they had like
person
10 or something
that was able to do that in the game.
Oh.
But you had to have that what was it? The class card, not class card.
That was the spider player ability.
It was Cat's ability.
Mm-hmm.
She could give you a card and then look at your hand of treason cards and take one back.
Whoa.
Oh, take a poison back.
No.
I think she had to give a poison away and take a poison.
No, she had to give a 2 away, whatever that was.
Spy.
A spy away to the person. She can look at their entire hand and take any card that she wanted.
I really didn't even think of that, but that makes sense. She's given a spy to them.
Mm-hmm. She's sending a spy over.
Yeah, and they can look at their hand. That's brilliant. I like it.
Mm-hmm. And she was the spider.
Right.
Yeah.
So if she ended the game with at least, exactly one poison card, she was immune to poison or immune to
treason. So she didn't count up any of those. Yeah.
Right.
It really did have a Game of Thrones sort of idea behind it. Like the spider is the master of whispers and he sends out spies. I mean, that makes sense. Having said that, I didn't really feel the theme during the game.
No, you didn't really feel like the person that you was playing. Maybe hers was the most thematic.
Well, I was playing the queen. Nobody once called me Your Grace during the game.
And it says so on the card.
It says on the card, you have to call me Your Grace.
It is in italics.
Nobody did.
It's flavor text.
There should be a penalty. There should be a penalty if you don't.
Decatur.
And I think every one of the players should have something like that, almost like one of the quirks from Heroes Wanted.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't do it, you get penalized.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting variant that you can include.
Definitely a variant.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
would like that.
It's a variant in Heroes Wanted as well.
Yeah, that's true. If you had more role playing of your actual character in the game, I think it would lend more to the theme.
That is an interesting way to say it. This game it's actually got a lot of theme, but it's still like abstract.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Because everything you're doing makes sense if you think about it and look at the imagery or like idea of what's happening. But really all you're doing is moving stuff. I guess every board game, you're just moving stuff around, but but you don't feel it as you're doing it, which is really weird because this game is really deep in theme, I think, ideology wise. But then when you actually play the game, the mechanics don't really portray that, but in the very background they do.
House rule, you have to tell a story as to what you're doing.
Yeah,
with each card.
Right. Yeah. I mean, some of them are pretty obvious. I'm sending archers. I'm shooting you, but it's just interesting because like you can forget about the theme very easily for this game, even though it is there and present, and it makes a lot of sense if you really think about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate that you can be disconnected from it in that way.
Yes. Right. It feels disconnected, but it almost isn't disconnected. It's a weird blend of that, I guess. What'd you think, Matt?
I like the game. I liked all the kind of choosing with the dice to, if you wanted to either move up on the track or get your card abilities. That was interesting. I do feel like at times it took a little bit of, a little luck based, I guess, just based on trying to build your hand on what you were trying to do.
Come.
And that's just because you're trying to plan something that's like, man, I need one of these cards so I've got enough to do stuff with this house now, but I'm not getting any of the cards because I'm high on this track. So that it sometimes you're just like, man, I'm not getting any of these cards, and it's kind of hard to do stuff if you're not getting the cards. But I guess that is why the 0 rolls are there to help you for when that does happen. And like I said, maybe part of my problem was I was just trying to figure something out to do and forcing it instead of just kind of going with what I was handed. So it might be something to look at in a second play later on.
The only weird thing I would change, honestly, and I don't know, I haven't really thought about it that deep. It's just like when it's a 3 on the die, I'd almost rather you be able to ignore that and do a 1. Or even ignore that and not move up on the track, but still be able to perform your card in normal conditions.
Just have the option.
Have the option, because I feel like it sounds cool.
That would change the whole game.
Well, but it would change the game, I think, for the better, because I think the 3 actually ruined more actions than it actually presented good rolls. Like, I did not want 3s rolled.
No, typically
they were not fun.
2, right?
But it gives you so many spaces up the track that it, that's the trade-off that you have to make.
I would almost rather cycle more
You're making
cards.
a big move, but
you're making a big move, but it's only. But think about it. With a 2, you get to move up 2 spaces and perform your card.
Possibly.
But you're probably not going to cast the card if you can't do it. Unless it's early on.
Right.
But bear with me. I'm just saying, if you have the option and you can meet the requirements on the card and it's a 2, you get to do the full card, you get to move up 2 spaces, you get to do your entire turn. If it's a 3, you literally get penalized and you get to move up just one more space.
Right.
That one space.
That's 50% more.
Yeah, but it's not worth not doing an entire action.
So if you're able to, right. I mean,
especially if you're already up on the space and somebody's at 13 or you're in the 13 space, 3s are terrible.
There are times.
It is just not a fun thing at that point.
Okay. But there are going to be times where doing a certain thing is going to be disadvantageous to you, whether it's a 0 or a 3. So don't do it. Be patient and,
True, but I point this out specifically because the back of the book has strategic tips, and the strategic tips tell you to focus on 2 tracks. So if you're focused on 2 tracks and you're keeping 2 different cards, and one of them comes up a 3, half your hand is gone, or even most of your hand. So I feel like maybe the strategic tip is wrong, but it makes sense that, you don't want to focus on all 4 tracks. You kind of want to, because they combo off each other somewhat. I think there's, like, for Royals, there's a lot of guild activated abilities. So you need those 2 tracks. And I felt like that's what I was going after. But for like 3 or 4 rounds in the entire game, there was a 3 rolled for the, I said Royals, but I meant the Legion, the black track. Yes. There was like 3 or 4 times throughout the whole thing, it was a 3. And like 3 of my 5 cards were black.
Going off that track.
Right. And so, like, I spent the cards and I went up to the front of the line on it or something, but at the same time, then it kept rolling and then it just nullified all those cards. So I got there fast to be able to do nothing.
Well, that track, if you're playing a black card and you're up on the black track, that doesn't necessarily matter because you actually want to be up on a different track.
Well, I was already up on the Royals track. I said the Royals and Guild. What I meant was the Legion and Royals. So I moved up fast on the Legion track to the end. But then, and I had already done the Royal track, so I was meeting all my card requirements.
Okay.
Because all the cards do not go past 5. So once you get up to the 5th space, you can perform any of the cards that require you to do that faction. But I was focusing on doing Legion cards, and literally like 4 rounds, it was a 3.
I would also say that it does incentivize you to go further up, because the first 5, you only get 1 VP, and after that, it goes up by, I believe, 2 and 3.
Yep.
And then the last one is, I think, like a 4 or 5 point spread.
Yeah, it goes from 9
in
to
context
13.
with what I was saying, that makes no sense, but I agree with you.
Yeah. But
I'm saying I was already at the end, so if I chose to play a card that was
in
black,
that case, right,
then it doesn't go up. But now I agree with you, because once you get past 5, it goes up by 2s and then all the way up to 13 or whatever. So it makes sense, yes. But I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of the 3.
You know what I wasn't a fan of? how they moved first player. So we played like a 6-player game.
Oh yeah, I got
So you take your turn, and then there's 5 other people that take their turn, and then the first player moves to your left, and you have those 5 other people taking another turn before it comes back to you. So you essentially have 10 turns before you take another action.
Yep.
Yeah, that is pretty bad, especially because there's really not that much to think about outside of your turn.
Right.
I will say, though, after the first play, I can see this game just being pretty fast.
Yeah,
like, I don't think people's turns are
fast,
fast,
but 10 turns is still...
I took the same note.
Yeah.
And what is the reason that the first player has to be passed around? Why not just keep going around and around and around? Why?
That's true.
You know, ironically, I think that, so I had the Kickstarter edition, and the card, or the first player marker that you passed is actually a big medallion style coin. It's pretty awesome. But I realized this now that we're talking about it. The original components, I think it had both of the sides were 2 separate coins. So I wonder if you could just keep the coin as whoever the starting player of the game is, and then just pass the other one to show who gets to roll the dice.
Right.
Or something. I don't know.
And then you just,
Which
nobody has to wait.
The starting player of the game doesn't matter because you don't get additional actions if you didn't have the same amount of actions or anything.
It's not like you're drafting cards.
Right. It's not that much of an advantage, if it's an advantage
really,
at
when
all.
your turn is solo. I mean, essentially, you're not interacting with anybody.
Right.
At least very little.
And everybody gets the same amount of turns, because when the game's triggered, you still play to the end of the round. So it's not like...
There are some take that cards, though. That's true. But I don't think it would matter if you just went around and around in the order.
No.
It would still work out the same way.
Yeah.
I would think.
Do you think it'd be better if you passed the first player marker to the right, or would you still have the same issue?
No, you wouldn't have that same issue.
It'd be better, but then you'd have someone going twice in a row.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, either way, I mean, point is, we didn't like that. So we don't have to redesign the game. So I agree with you. I didn't really like that much, but in a 6-player game is what we played. Maybe it's more of a big deal than it would be in a 4-player game, so to speak. You know, in 4 players, it's probably not as bad to go around the table 7 other turns. 7 turns sound like a lot, but each turn could literally be 25 seconds. So
true.
Not too bad. It is annoying in a 6-player game, though. Anything else?
Yes. At the start of the game, how many cards that are treason cards did you start with? Was it 3?
3.
Everyone got 3?
The spider actually makes everybody else start with 1 more, but Matt started with the character that starts with none.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So okay. Everyone starts with 3 treason cards, and those cards can range from 0 to 3.
Yes.
Right. You could have someone start the game with 0 treason points, and someone start the game with 9.
Right.
Right off the bat.
Although, I mean, I guess that...
You've got plenty of ways to get rid of them.
That incentivizes you to take some zeros, do your action of the card, and give away one of those.
Okay, that's true.
If you did have 3 threes.
Yeah. So if you see someone...
Actually, once we played the game, I wish I would have picked a different character. I didn't think treason cards were that big of a deal. Unless people are piling up on you and you end up with a big stack of it. But I mean, I think there are ways to kind of mitigate receiving a lot.
That's true. Those zeros.
Did you feel like there was too much of a way to mitigate it?
No, because I mean, to mitigate it, you're not moving up on the track.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're sacrificing something to do so.
But I mean, if you're worried about getting killed, you know, at the end of the game, you
do what you have to do.
Yeah,
that's fair. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I was really surprised by this game. I actually thought we were going to play it once and be like, that was okay.
Yeah.
And then get rid of it. But I'm keeping it. I think it was awesome.
I liked it.
I liked it. For the amount of players that it plays and the type of game it is, if you want some take that, but you don't want to be bombarded like you are in Munchkin or something like that.
Yes.
Like, this is a perfect game because it gives me the feel of, it's not anything like Munchkin at all, but I can see the same audience enjoying it specifically because what's going on. There is a lot of, I'm playing this on you. Ha ha. You know, take more treason cards or whatever. And so it has that take that feel, but it's not that pile on take that other games have where it's, I'm get ready to win. All right. Everybody pulls out their machine guns. They've been hiding behind the back this whole time.
Right.
That fires knives.
And you're done.
Yeah.
The game that it reminded me of is Red Dragon Inn.
Oh, really?
The game where you're playing take that cards for drinks that people have to take, and you have track, or you have a track.
Is it actually a drinking game?
Oh, you could.
It could be, but no, it's not. No.
It's a drink and you'll die.
Probably.
Yeah, some of the drinks
It's like
are
drunk quest.
like poisonous. Yeah, and it has tracks that these cards move you up and down on these tracks. So it's sort of reminiscent of that. I was pleasantly surprised by it. I think I would prefer this one. I know I would prefer this game to Red Dragon Inn.
That's fair. Cool. Anything else? Final thoughts?
I'll just the player abilities. I think for the first time we didn't feel like anything was like overpowered, but at the same time it was like nothing was super special.
That's fair.
They were oddly kind of neutral.
Yeah, if I had to say anything about the player powers, there was almost too many player powers. Now I do have some of the Kickstarter things, I guess, because there's only 6 in the base game,
and there's plenty to choose from too.
Well, now if you're playing 6 players, you play with all 6 of them. But I had I think 5 other ones.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But the only problem is I think some of the starting cards actually had one action and a bunch of stuff that happens at setup. And that's not as fun as having like 3 separate actions that you can choose from throughout the game.
Yes.
Yeah. Which that's what I had. I had one action that I could do if a certain track was a 3, which happened once in the whole game.
But I mean, I guess realistically, since you can only do
passives.
Yeah, you can only do one action anyway that you can get from your buildings. And so if you get really cool buildings, you might be doing those actions all the time anyway.
Right.
And so then your card becomes more powerful because you only have one action, but you had all those passives that worked out, whereas I only had one passive and 3 actions to choose from. Mm-hmm. So if I started playing buildings a lot, then my starting card basically did nothing for me. So I guess it does make sense. I'm not saying they're not balanced, but I think that more of them should have at least 2 actions, or all of them should have at least 2 actions, because that
one really basic action for everybody.
Yeah, because you don't feel like you're trapped into doing that one thing or having to get buildings out, because buildings are not an early game thing.
Right.
I mean, unless there's zeros, I guess, then you can put buildings out, but then you can't actually use the abilities until you get up on that track. So interesting dilemma, but great
also,
game.
In a game like this where you're negotiating and trying to convince people that you're not winning and convince people to bash other people, it doesn't matter if the powers are balanced. It's sort of a cosmic encounter situation where it's like, well,
you can balance it.
We're not balanced, so we're going to balance it by giving you treason cards.
Right. That's fair. His ability seems broken. Everybody give him treason.
Absolutely.
Right. So, well, cool. Anything else, or are we done?
No.
Good.
I recommend it. I think it's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, check it out. It's Council of Blackthorn. The second game we're talking about on this episode is Ticket to Ride New York.
Designed by Alan Damfish Armoon. Artist is Cyril Dejeune.
Is that really say that?
No. Wasn't that his joke? Sorry. I was trying to make a joke.
That joke. Yes.
Yes.
The Dice Tower.
Yes, the Dice Tower thing. Sorry. Artist Cyril Dejeune and Julien Delval, and published by Days of Wonder. So, in context, I believe the Gen Con before last year, maybe 2017 or something, or 18, I don't remember now. 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, 2 years ago, maybe 2017. Yeah. He said a joke that ends in an F-bomb at a Dice Tower live event. So it was amazing. Sorry, Tom.
The build-up was a damn fish, though, right?
Yeah.
What he kept saying
exactly.
over and over. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Nice.
So anyway, Ticket to Ride New York is small ticket to ride. The only difference is, so we're not talking about how to play this game. If you've not played Ticket to Ride, and just look that up. But the only difference is at the end of the game, there is no like longest route points, which I think is in the original Ticket to Ride, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead of that, they have tourist destinations, which essentially is this different city places or whatever, the locations that you're actually, the points on the board that you're connecting. Some of them have a 1, and if you've connected to that point, you get a bonus point. So you can get a few bonus points that way, in addition to your route cards and the trains you place throughout the game.
Trains.
Cabs. Whoa. Yeah. So it is using cabs instead of trains. Anyway, let's talk about that. What'd y'all think? 15 minutes?
Probably a little bit more. Maybe 30.
What?
15?
Nah, it wasn't 30.
Dude, it is.
Well, what for?
It is 4 players. I say 20 minutes. It's a 15-minute game for sure.
Yeah. I liked it a lot. If you want to play a little Ticket to Ride, you don't have a lot of time, or you're traveling, it's a great, it fits on a table. You're not going to take Ticket to Ride and play it at a restaurant, where you can bring this and play it at a restaurant if you needed to.
Yeah. This is interesting because it's such a great experience because they took the demo version of Ticket to Ride and redid it a little bit and made it a game.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
This
was like the demo they had on that they send to retailers or brick and mortar shops and stuff like that to teach the game to people. Mm-hmm. And they were like, oh, let's develop it slightly more. And bam, we got a game.
Okay. I hope that doesn't catch on.
It's interesting. It's weird because it's almost like they could have just took Ticket to Ride and cut the map in half, but there's nothing different. I wish they would have been slightly different things to the game.
Yeah. I mean, if you know how to play Ticket to Ride, you know how to play this game. It's the same rules.
It's the exact same game. Yeah.
It's the same game.
The only thing that kind of irritates me is like there's only 1-4 route. I guess in Ticket to Ride, you can go up to 7, cabs in a row or whatever.
Oh.
Train cars. In this one, it's cabs. I'm just going to call them trains. So in this one, there's only one destination between two things that has 4. Everything else is 3, 2, or 1.
So it's a race to get the 4.
You would think that, but not really.
Necessarily, no.
It's just been cooler if there was a few more of those. That's just a really nitpicky thing, honestly. And it would have been cooler
expansions.
Right.
All you have to do is
don't expand this. And it like
Ticket to Ride Louisville.
I don't get the idea behind they put a pad of paper for keeping score. They could have just put the same Euro score around the outside. I don't know why they didn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I think a lot of people play Ticket to Ride in that way where they don't add up the score until the end of the game. A lot of people do that. And so that thing around the track around the outside is pointless.
Worthless. Yeah. It just takes up.
I don't think it's pointless, and I'll tell you why. Because the points that it is actually keeping track of is all the points that are on the board currently. And I get it, you can add those up.
Which only takes you really
in this,
20
it
seconds.
only takes you 20 seconds,
right.
Correct. Yeah. So
that's probably why. It wasn't worth the real estate on the game board and the look of it. Probably another component to add.
Look at Eric using real estate
to add to put on the board to track everything and track it throughout the game is going to slow it down a little bit as well.
Yeah,
you just do that all at the end.
Oh, that makes sense.
It'd be a 20-minute game then.
It is cool if you don't like to keep track of your games. Then you have a pad that you have all the scores on. I guess.
Yeah.
Do you think the game is too short, great length, too long?
For what it is, I think. Yeah. I mean. Hits it on the head. You want to let a short, filler game.
It does lend itself to want to have multiple plays in a row, which I thought was cool.
Right.
Like most of the time we've played it twice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you
or
think?
More.
Yeah, I mean it's short.
Does it replace Ticket to Ride?
Does it replace? Actually, I think I would rather play this.
That's why I asked this question.
I mean, I like Ticket to Ride, but it can be a little long for, I guess, what's going on. So this is nice that it's nice and compact. It's short. You get the exact same
George
feel.
doesn't agree.
No, I'm just confused because you played this twice, which is exactly the same amount of time as if you played Ticket to Ride once.
The full game.
It doesn't seem that way, though.
I feel like Ticket to Ride's like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it seems like a full game takes a little longer.
I can't remember because I played it 1,000 times on the app.
I think it's probably 45 minutes.
That probably ruined my actual experience.
Like, this game's so slow now.
Yeah, it's so slow. It took me 5 minutes to finish that one.
Yeah.
Because I have it on my phone or whatever. Anyway, I don't know. All I know is that they're coming out with Ticket to Ride London, which is the next iteration of the small game, and it has double-decker buses.
Ooh. I was going to guess carriages.
Well, modern day. It also has a score track around the edge, so there's your real estate.
But it goes the opposite direction.
Yeah, it's reversed. And the only thing that's changed, well, there's two things. One, it does have multiple 4 spaces, which is great. Mm-hmm. Solves that problem for me. The last thing is, instead of having the tourist spots be just 1 point, they have what's called districts. So if you have a route that's connecting all the districts, which are just multiple points, right? So if you take like the top 5 points around the board, if you connect all 5 of those, you get 5 points. But if you connect these other 3, then you might get 4 points. It just depends on where they're at. So if they're out of the way of the route cards, destination cards, you're going to get more points for connecting those districts. But if they're, if I don't know how they designed it, but it seems like if like the middle section is worth less points for the district, then the outer edges is worth the most because you're taking the greatest path to get to where you were going anyway, instead of taking a straight line. So you get bonus points for doing so.
Cool.
It's weird. I don't really necessarily know if they need a separate game. They could have just sold a different map.
Right.
Like they,
like I said,
I just expand
could do,
this.
Right. Ticket to Ride London, Ticket to Ride.
You don't get the buses.
Other cities.
Yeah.
The places of interest on the London one, they should be the soccer stadiums. And then if you connect like rival teams, you lose points.
Because you riot?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's cool. I don't necessarily, like, I almost rather buy London and sell New York. But I haven't played it.
You want a little bit more.
It seems like London still says it's 15 minutes, but it has a little couple of things that fix what I'm talking about, but we'll see if it actually changes anything or if it's just the same game with a different map.
It bothers me that they're not trains because New York has trains. There's a subway.
Yeah.
Why are we suddenly doing cabs
just
now?
connecting the subways together instead?
Well, it makes sense to have a route.
Right.
If it's a subway. But if it's cabs, you drive wherever you want. I don't get it.
That's true.
And London has the underground, so they also have trains.
Ticket to Ride ants.
I would play that.
That would actually be cool.
Yeah.
There you go. Asmodee just made your Days of Wonder or whatever. Made your next game for you. Anyway, final thoughts on this one?
No, I didn't mind it for what it is.
Seems good.
Yeah, I actually probably do prefer playing this one over actual Ticket to Ride, which is weird. It is a good experience for the amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that is Ticket to Ride New York. And the third game and final game we're talking about on this episode is Wingspan.
Designed by Elizabeth Hargrave. Artist is Ana Maria Martinez Yamarillo, Natalie Rojas, and Beth Sobel. And published by Stonemaier Games.
You're a BA if you have more than 3 names.
I was going to say I wasn't expecting a 4-name word or a 4-name name, but it was. I thought it was 2 separate names.
There's a lot of art.
I wish I had more names, honestly. That's not being sarcastic. That's for real.
I got a name for you.
This is a PG podcast, Eric. So we're not going to go over all the rules for Wingspan, mostly because it is the hotness right now, so everybody is playing it. And secondly, there's no need to go over all of them. It's a game about birds. All right, we're done. No, I'm just kidding.
And collecting birds.
Yeah, it's collecting birds. So the easiest way to describe this game is at the end of 4 rounds, whoever has the most points wins. But each round, each person has so many action points. Basically, you have a player board in front of you. You have 4 different actions that you can take. The basic action of playing a bird, in which you're going to take one of the birds from your hand, which are cards, and you're going to play them into one of the 3 rows on your player board. These 3 rows are basically going to amplify the other 3 basic actions, such as laying eggs, which will allow you to put eggs on your different birds, or drawing new birds from the display. There's 3 on display plus a deck, so you can draw one of the cards or from the top deck. And then getting food in order to play these birds. There is a bird feeder, which is a dice tower that you roll the dice in, and they just sit there until you draw them. You take the die out and you gain a token of that food type. So the idea behind it is when you do a basic action such as lay eggs, the first empty slot in the row is the one that you're going to take. So as you have birds laying down in those spaces, you're going to play a bigger action of the basic action. And in addition to that, you're going to activate all the birds in that row that have an ability that says when activated. So not only are you amplifying the basic action, but you're also getting extra actions on top of that from the actual birds that you've played previously. And then each player has, I think, 8 actions they can do in the first round. At the end of the round, you have a board off to the side that's in end of round scoring. You determine who wins that. It's stuff like whoever has the most eggs in the water birds or whatever, or whoever has the most birds that live in trees that have an egg on them, stuff like that. So you calculate who wins, first place, second place, third place, there's ties or whatever. But in order to put a token there, you actually take it from your action markers. So now the next round, everybody only has 7, and then the third round you have 6, and then the final round you have 5. So you get less actions as the game goes on. It is also worth noting at the beginning of the game, you get 2 to choose from 2 in-game scoring cards, but you can also get more of those throughout the game. And then at the end of the 4th round, whoever has the most victory points wins. You get victory points from a various amount of things. Basically, birds have a static point, a static amount of points on them. For every egg that is on your birds, it gives you points. Eggs are also used as a casting cost, basically, to play birds further into the row So if you have a row that already has 2 birds, to place a third bird, I believe it's 2 eggs. So you are spending eggs as you play the game, but you also get 1 point for them at the end of the game. You also get 1 point for any birds that stashed cards underneath of them or stashed food underneath of them because they're hoarders. And whoever has them, then you get points from the end of round scoring stuff. And then whoever has the most points wins. Anything else we'll talk about as we talk.
Bonus cards that you...
I talked about them.
Okay, never mind.
Anyway, we'll start with George. What'd you think of this bird game?
I love it. It is the hotness for a reason. It's a fantastic game. It's very pleasant to play. Exceptionally pleasant, really. Non-confrontational. There's almost no...
No, I can't think of anything that there is take that in. Although
there's actually cards that you root for other people to do stuff.
That's right.
Yeah. I want you to hunt because every time you hunt, I get to hunt. Or
so
whatever.
You're involved in their turn, but you're not directly confronting the other person.
Right.
So you're just building as you go, and then you sort of create this engine, and you get to run the engine on the last turn of the game to good effect, and you feel good about that. So positive experience, I think, and it's beautiful. The art, all the birds, all the components.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. It's a gorgeous game.
Which I kind of thought it was weird that they made the eggs different colors, but it does make it look really nice on your board.
Yeah, but that's a clear indication of expansion content right there.
Yes. Right. I would say
if they don't capitalize on that, then
get specific
weird
color eggs for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not a birder. I don't, go out and watch birds and do all that kind of thing. But I love animals, so I'm already attracted to the game. But now this game is sort of making me into a birder. Like I'm paying more attention to birds on Facebook and just articles that come up and birds that I see in the wild. I'm just starting to pay more attention.
And you'd be like, oh, that's a whatever bird because now you know.
Right?
Yeah, it's educational.
It is. There's an educational aspect to the game.
Speaking of the birds, it is worth noting that I think I have like about 150 cards
it's like
or something.
170.
Yeah.
Yes.
And every single
different.
card is a unique bird.
Right. And
yes.
It doesn't mean they're that much different. I mean, there's only like 10 or 15 special abilities.
Right.
They can only have so many
slightly
eggs.
different.
They're very slightly different, but
they are different.
Every card has its own art and it's its own bird, etc.
Tremendous.
Oh yeah, I think that's great.
And they make it thematic as well. So, if this bird is a bird of prey, it's going to hunt. And, you flip over and it's going to eat birds that are smaller than it.
Yep.
Or,
rodents.
This bird makes a lot of eggs, so it can stash a lot of eggs. Or, there's all kinds of other things that it kind of incorporated it into the game that really makes sense.
The theme really shines for that. The cowbird lays its egg in other birds' nests.
Right.
Which it actually does. So, it's pretty great.
Well, I will say that the first time I heard about this game, like you, I'm not like a bird person, so on that aspect, I was not trying to go out and play it, but I am glad I did play it because it is an overall good game. So
I think they should retheme it with dragons.
I don't know.
No,
I don't.
I mean, it could be
170 different dragons. I think maybe
you can make up 170 dragons. D&D probably already done it for you.
I think I like the birds better than the dragons.
I kind of hate that idea.
Yeah.
You hate that idea?
Yeah,
Is that because you don't like dragons? They're animals.
They are.
Matt, what did you think of this?
I haven't played it. I'm assuming all three of you have.
Yeah.
Right?
We played it at Lexicon, which for me, it wasn't a great playthrough, but then we played it on Tabletopia.
Right. Okay. Just at first glance looking at it, I guess the main thing to talk about is the components. Yeah. There's a birdhouse that comes with. Looks pretty neat. I don't know how awesome
bird feeder.
Is it a bird feeder?
It's a bird feeder.
A bird feeder? Okay.
Yeah.
But then I was kind of weirded out by this weird 3-card tray thing that holds the 3 cards. I didn't really get that.
Unnecessary.
I barely even remember it because when we played at Lexicon, we were on a long table and I was the 5th player. So I'm off the side. Everything else is in the middle of these 4 people.
Yeah.
And I felt like I'm playing this game with them. Are you really? Yeah.
Now I did think it was kind of neat that it's the lid evidently to the component box.
Gotcha.
So that was kind of neat. The art is beautiful, but these cards are disgusting looking.
What do you mean?
Disgusting?
Okay, so you got this real pretty bird,
The brown banner.
And then it's like a white card with just the most blandest looking text.
You mean like the graphic arts of it?
Yes, the graphic art was awful.
Okay. I think it's made to resemble a field manual. And if you see those, they're like that.
I've had field manuals. I don't remember them looking like that.
Okay.
I had many above.
It's a 1970s field manual.
I still don't think it looked like that.
That's fair.
I don't know. Maybe they did.
I get the white card though, because it's like, look at the bird, not how cool we paid a graphic designer.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people are shallow.
Yeah, my eyes went.
I agree with you, sort of.
Yeah. My eyes just immediately went to the whatever font that is, and just the way the text and everything, and it's just like, that's ugly around that pretty bird.
I just didn't like the brown banner when activated. First off, brown is not a good background for black.
Even whenever in the video I was watching,
that's a fair point.
Yeah, I was going to say it was hard to read whenever they were showing a card. I was like, I can't read. I kind of paid notice of that, but I didn't write it.
They should have put white text on the brown.
Mm-hmm.
Black is just not a good text color.
Agreed. That's a good point.
Which I won't say that it actually was hard to read, but at the same time, I don't agree.
There's other choices that would have been more optimal.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess they wanted to stick with that earthy tone, but they could have done like a light green and it would have looked way cooler.
Look, just because they did it in the 70s, that doesn't mean it's the best thing to
do. Brown was a 70s. Look, they made everything was brown and the interiors of cars were blue.
Yeah.
So that's just
shag carpet. We don't have it anymore for a reason.
Or maybe it was the 80s when it was blue, but whatever. So I liked it. I thought the components are great. First off, the box has how to put it back together on the side of it. That's that's amazing. Everyone should do that.
I don't think I've seen another game that kind of did that as well.
The only other game I've seen that with is like
what?
There's a Queen game that did it.
Like if you open the box lid on the outer wall of the base of the box,
right?
It has a layout of how you put everything back in the box to fit it in properly.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Isn't that cool? It's cool. Hard to see. I actually didn't even see it until I only saw it because I had nothing else to look at since I was off in the distance. And when I was looking over to try to look at like everyone else's playmats that were like 300 miles away, the box was over there and I was like, oh, did you all notice that? No, like half the people didn't. So it is cool. Probably better in the rule book. Then because they would be like, hey, by the way, like when the rule book, I can't remember which one, I think it was 5 tribes. There was one rule book that I read like 2 years into gaming or 3 years or whatever. It couldn't have been 5 tribes then, but it was a different game. That's like, I'm just rambling at this point, but it take your punch boards and put them underneath the game tray to prop it up. So when you put the lid back on, it's flush.
Snug.
When I read that, I was like, this is amazing.
Yes.
The point being is put good information in the rule book because people will see it. Anyway, Wasteland Deliveries Express service thing, whatever it's called, it has a how to pack the box back up.
Gotcha.
You know what doesn't? Maybe they reprinted it later, but Lords of Waterdeep.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, I don't know where any of this stuff goes, and there's holes everywhere.
It's a great insert. I'm kind of annoyed with it, but it is a great insert. Mm-hmm. And it's just annoying because it doesn't show you.
The rule book told you on that one.
If it does, I don't remember it.
I think it might.
Maybe. Maybe it's a printing. Maybe the first printing doesn't have it, but later on it does. Because I strictly don't remember it. Maybe it does.
Maybe.
I don't know. To be continued.
No, I don't think it does.
Well, anyway, Wingspan.
Yeah, well, I was going to say Wingspan.
Birds. Back to birds.
Yeah. We don't ramble that. Well, maybe we do. Usually not in the game topics, but
I would say there's not a whole lot of different types of things that the birds give you, but there is enough there that you can have certain strategies and play differently every time you play and go for, this time I'm going to get birds that give me resources, or I'm going to play all these birds that, let me move around my bird to get the more, most from my actions.
Yep. It's weird because this would normally be a game that I say you do the same thing over and over throughout the whole game, but it's actually enjoyable in this one. But I do agree. I don't think that you're doing anything like straight up amazing. And there is a massive, I don't know about massive, but there's a good luck factor
I was going to reference that as well. But
there's a good luck factor. Obviously it's cards you draw from a deck or whatever, but you couple that with the end of round scoring, you couple that with the end of game scoring, you couple of that with the dice rolls on the actual food.
Right.
And that all has to fit together. And some people, it might fit together better.
Just because of luck.
Just because of luck.
Yeah. So there's times where you have to either roll the dice to see if you can grab a mouse to feed your bird, or you might have to, top deck to see if this bird is a certain size to feed.
Those
on it.
I think are okay.
That's also luck factor. Every time you do it, you could.
True, but I almost consider
where you could
those like bonus points, though.
I mean, to some extent, it is.
I guess what I was talking about is the in-game scoring might be, or the end of round at one time might be like get eggs
on nests
on certain nests, right? And then you happen to draw a card that has that maybe
that works
complements
out
it that really well. And then you happen to also, every time it's your turn, be able to see cards that are birds of that type. Mm-hmm. And then by the time it gets around to George, he doesn't have any of those options.
He has to top deck.
He has to top deck.
And try to search for certain birds.
And so it gets to that point where, and the other thing is, which is weird, but the scoring, how's the other, there's two ways the end of round scoring works. One is like first, second, third place or whatever. What's the other way?
The other one is just you get 1 point for each instance of that thing that you have.
Up to a certain amount?
Up to 5.
Up to 5. I don't know if I'd like that, actually. I kind of like the other way.
It's made to be for beginners, I think.
Oh, I see. But even
you
then,
feel rewarded for everything you've done, even if other people did it better.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like we tied all the time. Like, even when I didn't win, we tied. Like, that's the first place is always tied on each round. Maybe not the first round, but like 2, 3, and 4. Like, in all the games we played, I think there was ties.
I was nowhere close to tying either of you.
George was always third. Or you tied for second sometimes.
Let's jump into one thing that we've never did. George soloed this game.
Yes, I've soloed it twice, and I really like it. And I don't play very many solo games. So
we don't either. Unless it's an app.
I think the reason I did it is because it's on Tabletopia, so I feel like I'm playing a computer game. That's a thing I do by myself.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I never actually thought about doing that. Like, even if I own the game, like going on Tabletopia or Tabletop Simulator and playing the single player.
Different. Yeah.
It will, because you're sitting at your computer. Right. So you're right. It is like more of a computer game.
That's why I did it. And you can't own the physical game right now if you don't already, because they're
out of print.
It's so
between print,
sold out. So Tabletopia is a great way to try it out.
Cool. I think the only other thing I have is that I'm not entirely sure about having the in-game scoring goals and all the end of round scoring because of what I was talking about, like where certain things seem to work better with each other just because you happen to draw those cards, or maybe it's because if you don't have them that work together, you're almost trying to focus on too many things at once and you can't, which is good, actually.
Right.
But
that's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem,
I
right?
will say you also know, on the fourth round, you know what to go for starting on round 1. So you have plenty of time to kind of work on that as well as doing other things that are going to be needed earlier.
Yeah, but some of those in-game scoring, it's like 11% of the cards, which is going to be really problematic for expansions. But it's like
that's true.
It tells you a percentage, which is nice. But if they come up with expansions, I don't know how they're going to fix that.
I don't think you're going to mix the expansions together. I think you're going to play a European bird game now. And that deck will be 170 birds.
There you go. Right.
From Europe, and then you'll play 170 birds in a different deck.
They're just printing cards
from Africa.
Printing money. Give us money.
I just had this idea though, and I feel like they've missed a massive opportunity. Okay, on each card they should have one of those codes that you scan with your phone, right? And it brings up the bird call.
I had a book like that, actually.
Well, the dude that was showing us how to, I can't remember his name now, that was showing us at Lexicon, he had an app that had all of them. So you type in the name and it would make the sound.
What, of Wingspan?
No, it's not Wingspan. Oh. It's a third party, but it has all the birds.
All the birds, yeah.
So like you can look at a bird and say, type in like a couple of letters to make it unique or whatever, and it'll find that bird and play its sound.
Oh, I need this.
There's also a book. So
spoiler alert. Chirp, 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 chirp. I mean, there you go.
There's a lot of that. But I had a bird, not a bird. I had a book that you flip through and every page had a number for that bird. And on the front of the book, there was, a little device. And
like
you
a little
put
keypad?
And you put in that number, and it would make that the sound of that bird. So
Kickstarter stretch goal.
I like the app idea.
I said earlier that it was the last thing I had, but I had one last thing. I do like that this game's rounds get shorter, but they don't feel shorter.
No, right.
Some
Because you
games,
have
the rounds get longer, and you're like, oh my God.
Because at the beginning, you're doing more actions, but every action is you do less. And at the end, you have less actions, but you're doing more per action.
Like, you do one action, it's like, activate 5 birds.
Right. But
the sound it makes,
even
too.
then, even then, the actions or your player time is pretty short. Your turns don't take very long.
Well, what about the lasting appeal of this game? It's fun to play, but
I think it's there.
I don't think it's like that different each time.
This is going to be an evergreen. It's going to have so many expansions from so many different populations of birds, and they'll have different mechanisms. And
well, I'm talking about base game though.
They'll add in fledglings and baby birds and,
and dragons.
They'll be you know what? Probably eventually, yeah. They'll be like Cthulhu birds someday. Whatever. Right. It's just going to keep going.
Do we not have natural penguins in North America?
No, I don't think so. America.
No.
Like Alaska?
No.
No, the penguins are from the south.
We have them in zoos, dude. No, I'm just kidding.
Penguins are southern.
Is that what we're going with?
See?
We have them in zoos?
Yeah.
Penguins are southern hemisphere.
Domestic zoology bird.
Yeah.
And polar bears are northern hemisphere.
Oh, fair enough.
So they're never together.
Probably for a good reason.
You learned something here.
Lunch, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I like the game. I don't know if I'd play it 1,000 times. I feel like it's repetitive, but it's a good repetitive, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like, because it's only 4 actions. So it's neat to expand it, but if you mess up and not play a lot that expands the action, then it gets really like, as you're playing the game, because you're like, that action's still doing nothing. It's almost, but I have to take it, but I don't want to take it.
Right.
Poor planning, but it could just be the fact that you're never getting cards. There's plenty of cards, action. But I mean, I don't know.
It's an interesting game because it draws in non-gamers. The theme draws in people. They want to play it.
Of course, if you like birds.
Well, a lot of people like birds.
I don't like. Yeah. I don't care.
I don't
dislike birds. I don't care about them, but it's a cool theme.
I feel like
dragons.
If it was dragons, people wouldn't play it as much. Is what I'm saying.
that would be.
but also it
would be audience limiting. I agree with that.
Yes.
But dragons would work as a theme. They lay eggs.
Definitely more unique.
They eat things. You can have some that are people, the eaters, and you can have some that are.
And the game is dead simple.
Cow eaters.
It's dead simple for gamers. But one problem is it's not that intuitive for people who aren't gamers. So they get drawn in and they want to play, but then you're trying to explain how it works. And there's a bit to the game for people that are brand new.
I think it's simple enough to teach like a family how to play the game, but there's a lot of strategy and depth to not be good at the game for a while if you're not a gamer, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's a good game. I like it. I mean, I think expansions for me will be a necessity. I don't think I could play this game 20 times. I would get bored of it after a while. But the times I am playing it so far are really good.
Yeah, I agree.
Matt, any interest?
I'm waiting for the extinction expansion. I don't know how many extinct birds we have. I don't know if it'll be 177.
No, way more.
Way more?
Far too many.
Okay.
Far too many.
I thought you were going to like put other people's like the take that expansion.
No.
I mean, like put your bird into extinction.
Like, the only one I could think of is dodo. So I want dodo.
Tragic.
Birds. I'm not trying to make light of the situation, but they could have an expansion.
If there's enough, yeah. As long as there's 170.
Quit throwing your trash in the ocean, people.
Thank you.
I don't know. That's not killing birds. That's killing fish, but whatever.
Well,
like I said, indirectly would
pelicans.
Kill birds. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that is Wingspan. It's great. From not to speak for everyone, but I think everybody quite enjoys it. So we recommend it. It's the hotness. You probably already heard of it. You're bored with this already. So moving on.
It's great.
It was the night of April 18th, 2016 that we did this topic.
Oh. It's like, where are we going?
So 3 years ago, we had this topic. Can a game be too balanced? pretty much almost exactly 3 years ago. It's April 18th. It's only within 2 weeks or so. The reason I thought about this topic to come back and revisit is strictly because it was just Matt and I at the time, and we have 4 people to talk about stuff now. So let's talk about, can a game be too balanced? Matt, the one game, I don't know if you remember that conversation.
Orleans.
It was Orleans. I actually downloaded the podcast.
Oh, really?
To give us a view. It was great. And I listened to that section again. 1, our podcast quality has went up.
Yay.
Good.
2,
Good job, Tim.
it seems like we said a lot less, but at that time I was going through every episode, taking every single instance out. So sorry about that. And 1, I'm glad I have the volume under control because we were clipping a lot. It was like, if you wanted to hear how that sounded.
Yeah.
So can a game be too balanced? We're going to kind of let one of these two chime in first here. Because I think, Matt, you said you had some other examples that you wanted to bring up, right?
Today?
Did you?
No.
Yeah. Matt, tell us some examples.
Whoa, I thought I said that. I thought you said you had some examples.
No, I did not say that.
Oh, well, anyway. Can a game be too balanced, Eric?
I do believe so. Like, there is some
I'm not saying
games-
perfectly balanced, but too balanced.
Right. There's some games where, you go through and you play with 4 or 5 people and you're all within 1 or 2 points. I think that makes a game too balanced. It feels like, when you play a game that's too balanced, it doesn't really matter what you do. I can take this action, it's going to give me, 2 points. I'm going to take this action, it's going to give me 3 points, but next time I could only get 2 points or 1 point. And it kind of balances itself out. So I believe that I like to see a little bit of a spread. Maybe not. Some games, there are issues where one person is going to get, just decimated. And I don't believe that's a good thing either. There are some balancing issues like, having something that benefits someone that is in last place, that can kind of propel them forward a little bit to make it more of a closer game, but not really a really, really balanced game.
Catch-up mechanisms.
Right.
Which is an entirely different topic.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I agree with what you're saying with one caveat, and it's games that are longer. If the game is 15 to 20 minutes and people are getting scores that are really close to each other, that's one thing. Because not everybody's taken that many turns. But in a game that's an hour and a half, which is probably the normal
average
game. Of like a mid-game length, and you've had like 10 to 12, 15, 18 turns or whatever, and everybody's within 5 points in a 150-point game, that's ridiculous. Because it almost that's the problem we have with, not a problem, because Orleans is amazing. We said that in the podcast, but the thing we said is that every time we've played that game, the entire group, minus maybe one person, had been within the 120 to 130 range. And in like even future plays, it's the same way. So it's like, there are a lot of things that you can do in that game to score points for everybody to be that close in the very end. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously your mileage may vary from group to group, but that seems to be in a lot of games that we play that are, like we were talking, pointsality, because it's like, it doesn't matter where you're getting your points from if you're always getting about 3 or 4 points a turn.
Right.
I don't know. What do you think, George? You want to chime in on this one?
Sure. I'm going round and round with myself on this one, and I'm hoping I'll figure it out by the end of this podcast, because I want to agree with you. I want to say, yes, games can be too balanced, for the reasons that you're mentioning. And then I look at games that are supremely balanced, and I guess the way that I could judge that is by how often they end in a tie. And if you look at chess, the number of times that it ends in a tie, if both players are equal skill,
I would say it is very low.
No.
On a tie?
Can you even tie in chess? How do you tie in chess?
You have a stalemate.
Stalemate.
Yeah. But I would
forgot about that.
So then the question becomes, is it the game or is it the players? What needs to be balanced? The mechanisms of the game, or is it the player's skill level that needs to be balanced?
Here's one thing that I mentioned in the first podcast that we did, or the second episode, is that if you're getting static amount of points, there should be ways designed in your game that allow you to get a random amount of points with the gambling aspect, right? So if you're going to get 4 points for doing an action that's considered safe. I just do it. I get that 4 points. There should be another action where you roll a die and maybe you get between 2 and 6 points. And so if you see somebody constantly getting a very average points every turn, then you can go out of your way to try to gamble a little bit to get ahead of them. And I feel like it's balanced because you have that risk versus reward tied in with straight points. And I think
you're adding luck element into it. That doesn't
but you can choose to do that.
Yes.
The balance becomes you could not get those points, or you could get more points than what you went for. Mm-hmm. Or you can get in the middle. But the idea is there's an option to do that instead of always taking the safe route. And the reason I bring this up is a lot of point salad games are the quote unquote Euro games, and they don't like luck. So everything is basically straight points. But if you're always getting like some of the maximum points, and everybody, it doesn't matter what you're doing unless you add in a lot of player interaction where you can stop somebody.
Interaction and different combos that you can do. This action is not going to give you any points, and this action is not going to give you points, but you set something up where you're going to get 15 points in one action is where I like to see it, rather than it doesn't matter if I go here, I'm going to get 2 points. If I go there, I'm going to get 3 points. And every turn, if you're making 2 to 3 points or something, I think that's a problem. Whereas I don't see a problem with, you can set up different combos that, maybe propel you in points a little bit more.
But if you're playing with two players that are equally skilled, they can do those same combos. Unless there was something that stopped them, like you took the card they need or whatever.
Right, or you took these resources or whatever else.
But I mean, that stuff happens in Orleans, like taking the spaces or whatever, but in the end, everybody's like 120 points. So that's why I think gambling mechanisms are actually kind of neat, because it allows you to do stuff without setting up combos or doing crazy things, and allows you to possibly get ahead if you can calculate the fact that you're very close in score. Now, I mean, you can gamble that you lose.
Which I'm not going to agree on the gambling mechanisms. I don't.
You don't like them, but I'm
right.
But you take yourself away from what you don't like to do, because your play style does not lend it to where you like those type of actions.
Right.
I'm not saying if you like them or not. I'm saying if a game is if everything you do.
I mean, there is going to be some luck in a lot of games, but to incorporate just random dice roll luck or whatever,
card draw,
or card draw luck, I don't think is the detriment or the benefit in balancing any type of game. Is just to add more. I mean, that does give you variance, but is that the best way to add, variance in a game is just to add more luck?
I can see a very serious Euro gamer objecting to that,
right,
and saying, okay, I've played this game for an hour and a half, and really it could have just come down to a random dice roll. So why did we bother?
Right.
Or actually, that's what I would say.
True. But at the same time, if it's something that has zero luck, it comes down to
that's all skill, which is like chess.
Well, hold on. If you played the game for an hour and a half and it came down to literally one move won you the game.
Right.
Do you like that?
Luck? Well, yeah, I think that's fine. Such as
garbage.
Chess. No, I mean there is, and that's going to be more on the abstract level.
I mean, if you look at it objectively like that, I mean, obviously there's more variables involved than one move.
I'm not saying the game wasn't fun up until that point, but if it really came down to one action made all the difference, because otherwise on average, if you take your scores and you both end up within the 120 range after 10 rounds, and you're like, terrible math. But if you came down to, we're like, both of us were scoring on average of 5.3 points a turn, right? And then on one turn, the average was, it offset your average to 5.4 points. If you mathematically go back and like, if you took really good, solid two players and who are equally skilled to play a game, like a Euro style game, and then they played it 100 times or whatever, and then they got really good and they were really good against each other. So you take away the player skills, what I'm saying. And then you come down to what is the average score they are scoring on average.
Well, I think you should always account in the player skill. The skill set kind of determines or gives you that edge.
That's where I thought this whole thing was kind of about. Because I think that's kind of where we got our experience from, was playing with a certain person who wasn't very familiar with board games, and not saying, I don't know, we just kind of reflected on the play session and felt like anyone could have just sat there and
did anything.
And still
here's your
scored the
4
same
actions.
with us.
Oh, okay.
Because everybody, some people are like, oh, I felt like I did terrible. Oh, you came out this 5 points different.
And there has been games I've played, I'm like, man, I'm not doing real good. And it's like, well, I didn't score that far off from everybody. So
I did horrible.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter because I'm still right there with everybody else. Because it didn't really matter what you did, because everything is going to give you about X amount of points. Whereas, it takes maybe more of a skill set to get the most out of, I guess it's really getting the most out of every action kind of thing.
If you're looking at the game itself and saying, is the game balanced? Is the game too balanced? Then it becomes, how is the design of the game? Does it allow you that creative space to do something clever,
right?
And put yourself above the other players? But if you don't have those options and all you can do is get the same amount of points as everybody, then I think I'm leaning to agreeing that the game is too balanced at that point. But not in a good way. It's more restrictive and constraining in what you can do.
Yeah, I agree.
That's fair. I mean, I get what I was I was coming off to, like, the game is balanced, but you're saying that, like, the player skill is what separates them.
Right. Well, and I believe that's how it should be.
I guess it's better than having a bunch of randomness to where anybody can win, which is the problem with most board game tournaments.
And depending on what you're trying to do on a family game and stuff like that, playing with your kids, that randomness and that luck factor, that's a good thing. It's like, okay, my 8-year-old can beat me on this game. In that retrospect, it is good because they have a chance. It's not just requiring on our skill sets or our skill level on a game, but depending on what kind of game you're going after, I guess it doesn't matter on the game, because if you're looking at, like, point salad games where you're always scoring points for actions that you take, if everything is like 3 to 5 points, then the game is kind of like, does it matter? Then it comes down to how well you can strategically screw everyone else over in whatever little player interaction it has. Mm-hmm. Most of the time it's, I got there first, sorry about your luck, but I need it too. Right.
So that becomes more of the player skill than actually what you're doing in the game. But if you take it to other games, the balance, like Hiroshima Hex, so to speak, it's totally about player skill, because it's about seeing a strategy, whereas the other games are really just,
I mean, there is luck factor in that game as well, because you're pulling different tiles out of a bag. But yes, it is going to be also determined on your skill level.
That's fair.
Whereas chess, there's no luck in chess, and it's going to be all skill level. I, as a normal person,
how much of an advantage is it to go first in chess?
Oh, I don't know. I'm probably guessing very low or none.
It's an advantage. The white player does have an advantage.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm taking you played chess a bunch.
When I was younger.
Okay, cool.
I'm still struggling with this. So, okay. If you look at some classic games that people have said are
awesome.
Awesome, right. Yeah. I was going to say that they're balanced, that they end up in ties a lot. Like Power Grid, for example, is one that can end up in a tie if the players are skilled.
I do not feel like Power Grid is balanced.
Okay.
Just because of
you're saying if the players are skilled.
Equally skilled.
Like
I think that's kind of what I was saying, though. It's I think if it's too balanced, me being awful at it should be able to be right there with Eric when we're playing.
Well, what? You should do just as well if you're awful at it?
Yes. Right, that's what he's saying. If it's really balanced, it doesn't matter your skill level.
Pick my lack of skill level up for me.
Which in Power Grid, it does have some catch-up mechanisms.
That's not what I was thinking we were talking about. I was thinking the opposite. I was thinking if the game is balanced, then it's fair for everybody. And if you do badly, you're going to do badly.
I guess, right. The wording is a little different. When we're talking about too balanced, right, I'm not talking about like all the factions in the game are equally balanced or everybody has a fair chance. What we're saying is you can almost be like, man, I don't care about this game. And you play the game, you do stupid stuff. But in the end,
you're still
with the way
2
the game
points ahead,
operates,
within
everybody's
everybody
within
else.
5 points.
Oh, okay.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay.
Now I see what we're talking about. Okay.
I didn't explain this well to George before the show. Sorry.
Okay.
So maybe the title of this is misleading. Maybe it's
We'll take 5. You think about it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, let me change it just a bit.
sure.
And now maybe this is not what we're talking about at all. But what if we're talking about a co-op game? And so it's the group of players versus the game.
Mm-hmm.
So if the game is too balanced, that would mean you would win about 50% of the time.
Sure.
And
That's fair.
it's fair, but it's not fun.
yeah.
Oh, you don't
I think
so?
you should win 20% of the time.
I think harder co-ops is sort
the
of
better.
required. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could agree on
so
that.
you could say it's too balanced if you win too often in a
in a
co-op.
co-op,
Or-
unless you're
or-
really skillful, and then
yes,
and then you can skew those
Yeah.
those things.
If
where
the game has if a game has that built into it, but a lot of co-ops don't. Like Samurai Spirit has
most of the time is going to be
legit-
more luck based, right?
right. It's straight up luck on math.
Right.
Mathematically, you're losing.
Yeah, you're going against the boat.
Right.
You're
But,
going against the casino.
but if you're playing like the D&D adventure games and stuff like that, it comes down to how well you can roll sometimes,
Right.
because you might just dice the crap out of the game and be like, whoa, we
That was easy.
killed everything because we almost never missed.
Mm-hmm.
So not that that's player skill, that's luck.
Right.
But if in a game that has things that you can do that tremendously, work towards your favor in the outcome, I think that's great. I think I would like to have a co-op game where you can do a lot of strategic things and win more often than you would lose, not based on some mathematical equation the game's built on.
Mm-hmm.
Tangent time. I mean, anyway, so
Well, okay, but other than Orleans, what would be an example of a game that you feel, in the definition that you're using, this game is just too balanced? Are we talking about like all the Felds? But I get crushed at those, so it's probably not that.
Right.
Give me 5. I'll get back with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think mostly it's like point salad games, because I think it's a lot of games to me where there's not a lot of player interaction. It's weird because those games almost you can just be like, I'm terrible at this game. You play it. No offense, George, apparently who's gotten crushed. But a lot of people who kind of halfway play the game, they still do really well. And I'm like, that shouldn't be it. I mean, if the game is balanced in that way, then you're not allowing for a lot of player skill and strategies to come out. It's just like handing out points at the same rate to everyone, no matter what you do.
Right. And so I want to agree with that concept. I want to say, yes, that's too balanced. I don't think that would be good, but I'm trying to think of when that actually happens. So I'm not sure I've encountered that.
Some of this might just be the feeling you get as you're playing the game. Not like the entire games as example.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not going to say like Orleans, for instance, is one of the bigger ones. And that might be group specific. That everyone
It just happened to be our playthroughs.
But I mean, it is consistently the same points, like the same range. Everybody's within 15 points in a 120 to 130 point game. That's kind of close. Cause I mean, for the most part, it's like legit, like one or two different things you did.
Yeah. There's a game coming out. So obviously I haven't played it yet, but, it was hyped a lot, and it's called Tidal Blades.
Oh, Tidal Blades. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I watched a playthrough of that. It just looks to me like there's so much mitigation in the game in terms of what you can do and get on your dice that I worry that this is going to be an issue with that game. And I didn't back it because it just looked like it doesn't matter what you do. You
do what you want.
You do what you want. You just redo it. Just redo it.
I slightly felt that way about Dice Settlers. Like
Okay.
there's it's a lot of dice, but you're mitigating it left and right.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that.
It's very, I mean, Eric did have a couple of bad rolls.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
So, but that's like, so
But most of the time it's going to work out for you where you do have a lot of mitigation. Sometimes you're going to still roll in a way where you're not able to benefit from those mitigations that it gives you.
We'll probably talk about that game in more length next time. But anyway, I don't know. I guess we probably ran this one to its course. Maybe we didn't have enough time to prepare for this. I don't know.
Well, one thing that I could say is I think it makes a difference. Even if your scores are very close to each other, if you have gone down a very different path than other players and still come up with the same score, I'm not sure that would count as being too balanced. Maybe it would. I have to think about this more. But
I guess that depends, because that could be a different strategy. But if if both players were completely
which strategy you do,
if it happens consistently, that's true. It would be. Yeah,
that is interesting. It's interesting because at some point we want to. It's weird to think about it because you're like, are you talking about the game being balanced to where everybody's having fun and kind of doing stuff, or like you're almost like you don't need a lot of skill to play the game? I don't know.
Yeah.
Couple different paths. This is a much different conversation than what we had last time.
yeah.
I kind of expected different, but maybe we'll revisit this one more time. I will look through my entire history of games on the games that we played probably the most times and like compare their scores, do a little bit more research on that. I actually thought about doing that, but
I remember that there was a time or two, I don't remember the exact games, but they're like, oh man, we played this 2.5 hour game and we're all within 2 points.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, because at that point, you don't have a lot of room for strategy, like player skill.
Mm-hmm.
Then it becomes the game was too balanced because it's almost like a railroad that you're just all riding together and ending up at the same place. And that, to me, even though it might be a fun experience to get there, that just might be one of those things where it's like, oh, wow, it would have been way cooler if the points were a little bit wider, because you might feel like my decisions mattered.
Right. And that's, I think, where it comes down to, really. That's what it is. It's like, oh, I won by a good margin. Oh, man, I schooled you guys.
Yeah, schooled.
If I lost by a lot, it was like, wow, I tried a new strategy. It didn't work out. But if I was like, wow, I played really poorly. I know I lost this game, but I won or tied or came 2 points behind you. It's like, wow, I didn't do anything to deserve being so close to you guys.
And in some cases, you might have just been like, Psh, I don't even want to play this anymore. Do this, do that, do that.
Yeah.
Oh, you came in second place.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's ridiculous stuff.
Yeah. I think it does depend on how you feel about how the game went. If it consistently happens in a certain way, then that would be more indicative as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say, I mean, there is, the balance to a game is important. You don't want something where someone could just run away and double your score.
Exactly.
I don't believe that's a good game in itself, but I believe that there should be variance in what you can do during the game where you're not always really, really close all the time.
Right. No, I agree with that. Yeah. So, I don't know. I guess I didn't want to put too many examples because we're not trying to pick on games.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the idea behind... Because there's been games. I mean, I think every group has played games where it's like, wow, we were all within 5 points. And I think it really just comes down to if you played a lot of rounds and you played a 2-hour game and you're all within a few points, you're probably not that equally skilled unless you played this thing 100 times. It's more likely the game took you on a track and got you to that position.
Yeah.
That I feel like is bad, but it's not, I don't hate it, weirdly enough. It is fun.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is kind of concerning if you deeply think about it, because you're like, that comes down to like literally you doing one thing different.
Mm-hmm.
Or you getting to that space one time before I did first.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything else for this? We've drove this topic into the ground.
Right. No,
George?
I'm good. If the game is fun to play and that doesn't happen too often, then you keep it. Otherwise, it goes.
That does kind of trump that part anyway.
Yeah.
Is it fun? Did you have a good time?
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, we're done with this one. All right, so our final topic for this episode, which will hopefully you stuck around for and didn't get bored after the length of the last one, but that's fine. It is our top 5 YouTube binges. Last episode, we did our top 5 YouTube rabbit holes, unintentional things that you watch on YouTube, topics or subjects or channels or whatever, that you just kind of did not go on YouTube to watch and you got sucked into it. This time it is stuff we intentionally like and binge watch. And I just realized I put mine on here, but not ordered them, but I already know the order, so it doesn't matter.
Cool.
Anyway, we're going to start with George. Wait, who started last time?
Don't know.
George is starting.
Okay. That's fine. And I'll start with my most boring answer, which is work-related stuff. I work in a school. I'm a sign language interpreter. And so there will be classes that I am required to interpret that I may not have a lot of knowledge about, or that I don't remember because it's been so long since I've done Algebra 2 or whatever. And so I'll go on and I'll just watch videos related to the content. Mm-hmm. And YouTube is fantastic for just getting information.
We call that YouTube University.
There you go.
Actually, I'll put a little thing on mine too. I don't watch a lot of YouTube, and I actually use it a lot for information purposes. I don't know how to fix my car, so I'm going to Google it and watch some videos and stuff like that. So a lot of mine are going to be things that I find interesting on there, but maybe not something that maybe I watch all the time.
And mine are going to be things that rot my brain and are completely pointless and trivial to the grand scheme of life. Starting with my number 5, which I like watching. It's a specific channel. It's called Leaderboard. They do a lot of like 107 facts about Far Cry New Dawn. And then they'll just talk about a bunch of like random facts. It's usually got to do with like designing or something, like Easter eggs, backstories. Well, then they also have a lot of they'll do game timelines. So I just recently watched the Resident Evil timeline throughout all the different games. Mm-hmm. So it's nice because they'll do it on like Zelda, older games. So I mean, I can't remember 20 years ago when I used to play this stuff exactly.
Right.
What the story was. So it's nice to sometimes if I'm about to play a new game, I can usually kind of scroll through their stuff, get the backstory, and get me kind of caught up.
So one of mine is I still play this mobile game.
Not your number 5.
Well, number five is a game I still play. It's a mobile app, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Oh, there you
I
go.
probably don't recommend getting into it now, but I've been doing it for like 2 years. Might as well continue on. So there's
y'all said the same thing about Final Fantasy. Rip.
Are you still doing it?
No.
Okay.
Oh, really?
I thought you were.
mean, I logged in. I log in every day and get like the stuff, and then I like immediately close it.
So you just get so you don't really play. You just get the stuff for not playing.
Yeah, I get it because
you go
back, right. I probably will at some point. And if like they have a banner that has like characters I really like, I'll get on there and maybe try to roll for it. And for some reason in the past like 3 or 4 months since I haven't been really playing it,
you probably got
like every character I wanted. It's great.
Is that random?
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not playing. He's not playing this much.
Give him some good stuff. Entice him to come back.
That's fair.
Yeah. So anyway, I watched some videos on there. It's like, what's the best, characters to farm and, where to put your Zetas, which are these upgrades. Yeah. So that's me.
My number 5 is Epic Rap Battles of History. It's the ERB channel, Epic Rap Battles of History. The reason I put this as number 5 and not number 1 is because they don't release a lot of content. Like each season is like 6 or 8 or something.
They're doing new stuff now?
Yeah.
Once a month, the first Friday of every month.
Oh, I didn't know, because before it was like once a week.
Yeah, no, it's the first Friday of every month.
Like permanently or?
Just for this season.
Oh, for this season.
They've only had 2. I don't know. Have you seen them?
Yeah, I've seen Wolverine versus Freddy Krueger.
And then they brought out Guy Fawkes and who's the other one?
Chavero or Chev Chavero. How do you say
who these guys are?
The South American revolutionist.
All right.
Che Guevara?
Yeah, that's it. Yes.
Am I saying it right, George? Is that right?
Che Guevara, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's him versus Guy Fawkes. You know who Guy Fawkes is, right?
Nope.
The anonymous mask.
I thought that was a fictional character. I looked it up. I was like, this was a real dude.
From V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta.
That. Well, anyway, so have you ever seen Epic Rap Battles of History?
Never. No
Eric?
idea.
I might have ran across 1 or 2, but
missing out. New thing. This will hit number 1.
I was hoping to eventually do like a top 5 Epic Rap Battles, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, not until
maybe if them 2 get sick.
Basically, they take fictional or non-fictional characters and they have a rap battle, and it is phenomenal.
Oh,
like it is not even like, I'm not even like giving it justice. It's how good it is.
I can't imagine this at all.
It is.
It's good stuff.
It is fantastic.
Okay.
One of the newest ones I thought was really good is Wolverine versus Freddy Krueger. They take two characters or two people or fictional, it doesn't matter, that are very similar. So Freddy Krueger has claws, Wolverine has claws, they're rapping.
Which oddly enough, they got big on not that concept because I think their first one was actually the John Lennon Do It Live guy.
Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah, Bill O'Reilly. But their second one was Chuck Norris and Abraham Lincoln, and that one like blew them out. That's what got them popular.
Yeah, they've done so many.
How are they similar?
That's what we're saying. I think at first it was kind of like just random people,
Right,
but then
okay, gotcha.
they started a line of it was people that made sense of, like Edgar Allan Poe versus Stephen King.
I remember one of them is like the Star Wars ladies versus someone else.
No, I think that's another. There's a group of girls that do it.
Okay,
and that might be that one.
They were rapping in it.
Yeah,
well, it might be, but it's not.
It's not
it's not epic rap battles.
That's how he says it. It's like, oh, it's so good. I'm not even joking. It's so good. But the reason is, if you keep up with it, there's nothing to binge watch.
Right.
But you'll binge watch it once you start. Because they're all like 3 or 4 minutes each because it's a song.
Yeah.
And so like you're like, this is hilarious. And what it's cool about it is there's subtitles, and you listen to the same one 3 or 4 times because you'll miss stuff and you'll be like, what are they talking about? You look it up. It is the wordplay and the references that they're kicking out against each other is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I like Skrillex versus Beethoven. Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so good.
I'll check it out.
Anyway, your number 4, George.
All right. My number 4, sort of the same sort of thing. I start, watching it and just, because of the story, it's Penny Arcade, and they have, their, Acquisitions Incorporated, the role-playing, sort of cartoons and then live convention things, and just some funny guys, playing a game of D&D, and they have a great dungeon master, and, I don't really role play very much anymore, but, it's enjoyable to watch these guys because they're
watch other people role play.
Yeah, well, not very many people know, but just this particular group, they're pretty funny and entertaining.
Cool,
sweet. What was my number 4? My number 4 is top 10 things I didn't know about random 80s TV and movies. Specifically, minty comedic art. So there's this Australian guy that is fascinated with 80s pop culture in America. So you can get on there and it's like 10 things you didn't know about the series Alf, or 10 things you didn't know about Weird Science. And this is a constant thing I watch because I like pop culture. I'm a child of the 80s. I love that stuff. He's not as comedic as his name would allow you to think. Some of his stuff's kind of like, just give me the facts, dude.
Yeah.
But whatever. He tries and he gives me a lot of knowledge that I wouldn't have known otherwise. So. And
someday in a pub quiz, this is going to come in handy.
Yeah.
Remind me at the end of this top 5. I have a great one that I want to point out to you, but for some reason, it's probably going to be on your top 5. So I'm not going to say it right now. But just remind me.
All right. Number 4 for me is, I should have made my number 5 because it's 5-minute crafts.
Just for that reason?
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, so it's a channel where you get to kind of learn some stuff, and they show you all kinds of cool things, like on a Coke can. You turn it around and it holds your straw. I don't know.
Oh,
it's kind of like goofy
life
stuff.
Hacks, I guess.
Yeah, the life hacks.
Life hacks.
Like, is that really what it was meant for? But yeah.
Or like when people put a key ring around their zipper on their pants, and when they zip up the pants, they put the key ring around the button
to give you a little bit more space.
Well, no, so that specifically so that your zipper doesn't come down.
Oh, okay, that too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, there's another one where you can do that.
Buy new pants, Eric.
It happens all the time. Only after a big meal.
Does your zipper ever work its way down?
Mine don't.
No,
but
it's usually because you leave it down, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I bet there's some
kind of weird.
Yeah, that's not how zippers work. Yeah.
I wear a belt all the time, and I think if you don't wear a belt, maybe you're more prone to it, I guess. I don't know.
I wear a belt all the time too,
yeah,
but I'm not sure if the belt does anything to your zipper.
I don't know. I think it's because the belt is not, it doesn't like stretch as much. So if you don't have a belt on, you're moving around, the pants will stretch and then your zipper could be pushed down. Whereas the belt stops you because it's like a hard object. The physics of belts. Anyway.
All right.
My number 4.
Wear belts.
Physics of dad bods.
The belt channel. No, it's called, my number 4 is Unbox Therapy. I don't know if you've ever seen this. He's basically a dude who unboxes technology on screen, looks at it, plugs it in, turns it on, all that stuff. Like he's never seen it before. Well, some of them I guess he has, but a lot of them is like, all right, here we go. Let's see what this is. And he just unboxes it, talks about it. He has like 55 camera angles for some odd reason. And, but he just goes through everything. He unboxes like iPhones and random gadgets. Mostly it's technology based.
And he doesn't know anything about it. He's like, I don't know what this is. Let's figure it out together.
No, it's not like that. It's just he may not have played with that device specifically, but he knows more about it. But some of the devices, he knows a lot about it. Mm-hmm. So I guess it just depends on if he was sponsored on that episode or not. But it's a really cool, like typically when I watch his channel, I sit and watch like 15 in a row.
And then do you end up wanting something that you see and going and shopping for it? Or
I don't know. I don't think I've done that at all. Because he's usually, most of his stuff is like phones. He does a lot of phones.
It's like on the last episode, I referenced that one guy, Jerry Rigged, I think. And it's kind of like his videos. It's like, I don't even know why I'm watching this. I'm not going to buy a Pixel or whatever he showed me. But I've already watched like 3 videos of this guy unboxing and playing around with stuff, scratching the screen, all kinds of weird stuff.
It's kind of like that, but... Yeah. This one's intentional because I'm looking up devices that I would be interested in. I just haven't actually purchased any of them.
Cool.
Okay.
I mean, it's all technology, so I would go broke if I was like buying everything he was like excited about.
Yeah.
But one of the things he did open was the, who was it? Daft Punk Random Access Memory, that album.
Yeah.
They had a album that was like a collector's edition. It was like thousands of dollars or something. It may not be that much, but it's expensive. And he unboxed one of those and it had a USB thumb drive that was like made phenomenally, but it had all of the uncompressed files on it. If you're an audiophile, so you can listen to them. So he unboxed that. Like, I'm never going to buy that, but I was like, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So anyway, that wasn't a random, like I go through his videos and pick the ones I want to watch.
Right.
So, anyway, George.
Okay. My number 3, this is one that I do every year, and I'm not much of a video game purchaser, but I always go and watch E3 and just binge watch all all the trailers,
come out with.
I don't know why I do it because I never buy any of it, but
it's fun to watch because it is a skeptical.
Yeah.
So it's fun to watch. Their presentation's usually pretty neat. So
yeah,
it's really interesting. Yeah.
We should apply for like E3 press badges for next year.
Oh yeah.
It's not what it once was, but
yeah, but still,
try it.
So my number 3,
they can say no,
right? All you can do is say no. My number 3, I kind of lumped a lot of this together, but just depending on what game I'm playing. So the main 3 ones that I do this with is Minecraft, Fallout, and Skyrim. I've just got a lot of different channels that I'll watch. Minecraft, it's usually, different ways to mess with the redstone and stuff like that. Kind of boring, but it's nice to see what little contraptions I can do. With the other ones though, with Fallout and Skyrim is usually like top 5 quest, top 5 characters, this and that, just random, like just getting opinions on what people feel about the games I've played. Or, there's a guy named Oxhorn I watched that, pretty much goes through like really in depth. Like if you can think of anything in Fallout, he will give you a backstory to it. And he like,
knows everything.
He knows everything about everything in all of Fallout. So he's a lot of fun. Like I said, useless knowledge, but
yeah,
I'm entertained by it. It makes the game more engaging for me. So,
all right. 3 for me is, trick shot videos. There's like this guy called Dude Perfect.
Oh yeah.
I like that. I like that.
So channel. I know he's probably done it like 1,000 times to hit that one perfect shot.
Yeah, but still,
it's still entertaining.
I don't know because they had the Guinness Book of World Record come there for a day, and then they made like 20 or 30 of them or something.
Oh, I bet you do it so often, so much, you probably do get it is a skill set, and you do it really well. But I'm sure it's not like, bam, I'm gonna do it every time.
Yeah, but I think if they come, you have to do it within so many times or it doesn't count.
Mm.
You know, like they don't just show up at your house and be like, all right,
Yeah.
I got a few hours to burn.
Yeah.
Go ahead and try it.
Right.
Like you have to be able to do it within a few shots. And
Yeah.
like some of them, they did it in the first try. So I think that over time, right, it started off like that, but
Yeah.
over time they just got so good at being ridiculous.
Right.
They're like, hand me that. I bet I can shoot it across there and hit that and all this other stuff.
Right.
Reminds me of the, was it Michael Jordan versus Larry Bird?
I thought of that too.
Yeah.
Playing for the Big Mac.
Yep. My number 3 is, I've got a specific example, but it's mostly people who create ridiculous things. There's so many of them. I got like one channel I'll watch where this dude forges like all the weapons from different video games, but he makes like he made the Buster Sword.
AWE me.
No, it's a different one. This dude's like a big
Man at Arms.
He looks like a Viking.
Okay.
And he talks like a Viking. And he has this hilarious laugh. He's like, oh, I just destroyed that. I wish I'd had his name because it is a great channel. But he made the Buster Sword like out of solid steel.
Right.
He does not mess around. He does not take, it was like 100 pounds or something.
And he just goes chopping stuff with it afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like another dude, it's called the Slingshot channel. He makes all these slingshots, like rubber band slingshots and stuff like that. That's awesome. And then the one I actually put down was Mark RoBear, which I think you kind of brought up last time. He made the glitter bomb that is probably the most popular thing right now.
Saw that one.
But he's done a lot of things. Like one time I was wanting to learn how to throw cards. He made a card shooter and he was like up against the world's like craziest like card thrower. I mean, he's made all kinds of stuff. There's another channel where the dude made like a plasma cannon out of a microwave or something. It's like they're making some crazy stuff. There's all kinds of channels. So this is more of like a topic rather than one channel specifically. But if you want to see one, Mark RoBear, RoBear, that's a really good one. You probably have seen the glitter bomb. That's like his biggest thing right now where they made a bomb. They made a package that people steal off people's porches. Yeah. And then it has all these iPhones, or not iPhones, but cameras, phones to film it. And it sprays glitter all over the car.
And like fart spray.
And a fart spray. Yeah. Anyway, that's my number 3.
Nice. Okay, my number 2. This is one that I'll put on in the background while I'm doing other things. And it's a music video playlist that's called TG Lurgan, and it's this extremely talented group of students at a school in Ireland that's like a high school in Ireland, and they will do cover songs of popular pop music in Irish, so in Gaelic. And they're incredible. They're
nice.
Every year they make several of these, and so there's this long playlist now.
That's cool.
Good deal. Number 2, right?
Yep.
My number 2, I put Epic Rap Battles as my number 2.
Oh, talk too much about it.
Yeah. No, that's all good. This is something that, if I'm having a good time at the house and this is like my good time music.
Your jam.
My jam.
This is your drinking music.
Kind of. Also, that or it's just something I like listening to. Whenever I was doing my bathroom, painting it and stuff, I was playing Epic Rap Battles just nonstop. The funny thing is, though, is that I play it so much that my kids can rap along with it. So they've heard a lot of the stuff. A lot of times.
Skills.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like it's funny. They'll just come in and start busting in the room and start yelling stuff at me because they hear what I'm yelling. The funniest one I like them to do is the Russian one. But so that's a good time.
George, to point out one other thing, have you heard rap battles before?
I know how it goes.
You know how mostly it's like kind of cheesy.
It's terrible.
These are master crafted. Like they have good beats. I don't even like rap. For the most part. Like, I don't mind it, I guess, but I don't, like, hate it or anything. Like, I just choose not to listen to it because it doesn't appeal to me as much. But Epic Rap Battles are legit so
epic.
good.
Yeah, the music is good.
They have good music. They have great flow. I mean, all the raps that they're doing, like, man, especially if you read the words and stuff, it's not generic and cheesy at all.
Right, it's thought out and
it is so good.
Especially if it's like two people that you know something about, you'll get a big kick out of it.
That's even better, yeah.
All right.
All right, go off George there on the music videos, but mine are even more random. So I would just put in best music 2019. I don't even know who makes these playlists, But yeah, I mean, I found good playlist.
Is this what you listen to while you're playing games?
No, that's not me. I don't usually listen to music when I'm playing games, but I do like to listen to music while I'm working and stuff like that. So
Oh, that's fair.
I play in the background.
My number 2 is the Angry Joe Show. Have you seen this?
Yeah,
Yes.
I've seen this.
Oh, he's so
He's so
awesome.
angry.
He's so angry. I like him though because he legit is like, I do not like this, and he will say, and he doesn't care what he says.
Yeah.
Where I think a lot of game review sites care what they say, because if they trash a game, that company's going to blacklist them. He just like straight up doesn't care. I like it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's the way reviewers should be. If a game is terrible, trash it. I mean, if it's legit terrible. If you don't like something about a game, you shouldn't feel like you can't talk about it. Like, that's the one thing I think as a reviewer, like, I don't care. If your game sucks, I'll tell you it sucks.
Yeah.
Typically, games that are published don't suck, especially by big companies, because they do something called playtesting.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know what I'm saying?
But sometimes.
But if it deserves it, it deserves it.
Right.
You can't be afraid of a company not giving you a game for free next time. Whoa, whatever. Buy your game. I mean, his YouTube channel is huge, so he probably doesn't even care that he gets review codes or whatnot. But I think he's pretty fair and objectional. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Objective.
Objective. Whatever. He's pretty fair.
We'll make our own words.
And his reviews, the only bad thing about it, and the reason I consider it a binge watch, which is his videos are like 45 minutes long.
So that was actually going to be the complaint I had. I like what he says. He's entertaining, but it's like you're looking at it, you're like, what can you say for 30 minutes on this game? Where this dude
He's
is telling
pretty
me,
thorough.
This guy's telling me like probably pretty much what I want to hear in like 5.
Yeah. Most reviewers are cliff notes compared to this guy.
Yes.
I mean, but it doesn't feel like it's repetitive. Like when you listen to a full review that's like 30 to 45 minutes, everything is being covered. He will cover everything. Mm-hmm. So I do like that. But if you're not looking for tell me everything that you like about this game, good or bad, and you just want to, should I buy it? This is not the channel to watch, but it's pretty entertaining. Because he has little skits and stuff that he does in it, but the skits are always making fun of something in the game. Like they'll like green screen it so he walks up. Like he does this a lot with Skyrim and Fallout and stuff.
I was going to say, I remember seeing the Fallout one.
It's like talking to him, and the other his brother, I guess, is Joe as well. He'll be like, Joe, I'm looking for this, blah, 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 blah. And the other Joe's like staring off in the distance, responding and acting all stupid because like for some reason, Bethesda doesn't understand how to make models do things when they're not doing anything. If you're just standing around, they're like,
Just standing there.
you know what I mean? And like when they start talking, they might move half their body. It's like weird, like unnatural movements. Anyway, so Angry Joe Show.
All right. Note taken, be much harsher on board games.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Okay.
Oh yeah, do that.
Did I have one? Yeah. Otter videos. Videos of otters.
Videos of otters.
Some people.
Just otters playing in the
Otters
in the
doing
water.
anything.
Floating on their back holding hands.
Otters floating on their back holding hands, playing with Labrador retrievers, whatever otters do.
Yeah.
Some people, it's cat videos. Me, it's otter videos.
It's otters.
They are kind of neat.
Otters are pretty neat. Yeah, they are. My honorable mention, because this dude, I watched this guy a whole lot for a while, but I just quit playing the game. Clay Exult. He did Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Sometimes I just watch him just to listen to him talk. He's entertaining. He seems like a really cool guy to hang out with.
Yeah.
He seems like a genuine.
You're
nice
still watching
dude.
the videos?
Every now and then I'll just watch a video. I don't watch like every video.
Yeah.
But it's like every now and then I'll just be like, oh, like if the like I don't care about like this unit, but sometimes it'll be like like he was just talking about evidently the Japan version is doing something that might be detrimental to the game.
Ooh.
So this is probably news to you. They're getting rid of the was it UOC unit of choice?
The what?
They're phasing out the unit of choice tickets. And
Oh, like if you get so many of a thing, you
could just pick a unit.
Yeah.
Right. Japan's evidently kind of phasing that out.
Oh, I'm too late now.
That's how they make more money.
Yeah, so
spend more money.
And that's what he was kind of going through the pros and cons of it. It wasn't like a complete like this is garbage, but I mean
I kind of think it is garbage because in order to 7-star a character, you have to have 2 of the same character, and only the 5 stars have a 7-star version.
Right.
And so you might be pulling from a pool of like 150 characters, but it costs you like $10 to do a mass pull.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
he was
$50.
It's not just that, and not the tangent on this, but he was going through the math on the pulls.
Oh, was he?
They're up in the pull ratio, but it's only for like the event banners. I don't know. It's a big thing. So it's kind of like it's a weird, like, I like what they're doing, but I don't like what they're doing.
I see what you're saying.
So, but yeah, I just watched it just because he's entertaining to listen to. So
he's also, it gets you excited.
Yeah.
About stuff. The way he talks, he's like super excited.
Because he's excited.
Yeah.
It makes you excited.
Yeah, he's very excited.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like somebody who would play games, but he's very excited.
No honorable mention from me. So off to Tim.
All right. Mine, I put 2. I put Jared Dines and Steve Terryberry.
Jared Dines.
Terry
I just
Berry.
recently came across this guy who's the metal guy.
Yes.
Okay, like the top 10 thing metal vocalists do and stuff like that.
Top
All
10
right.
things drummers don't say.
Yes,
He's
okay,
like, well,
right.
the bassist gets all the girls.
Yeah,
Anyway,
okay.
So, like, he has a lot of funny videos. I don't watch a lot of, like,
Who is he? Was he in a band?
he's in a band, but he's mostly a YouTube star, I think. I don't think he's in a big band.
He's not in a big band. Okay.
Right. I mean, it might be big, but not like what we would listen to or the
Right.
record labels and stuff. So I put these in as an honorable mention because they're very, like, every once in a while I'll binge watch it, and then every once in a while I'll binge watch them. I don't do these, like, music, like funny joke music stuff. Stevie T is just straight nuts. He's the dude that makes all the stupid faces and stuff. Well, anyway.
Like, yeah.
You have to see his video. You watch one video and literally I think 99% of people are going to turn it off. He is legit just acting
funny?
dumb. It's slapstick dumb.
Yeah.
But
Not for
once
me.
you really once you get into 1 or 2 videos and you realize how he is, you're like, this guy, he's pretty funny. Like, not to go off on a massive tangent, but one of his videos he was like, how to start a death metal band or a black metal band. So he like put on his stupid makeup and stuff, and he makes stupid faces all the time and stuff. Anyway, he walked out. The next part is you have to have a beat to this song. So he like walks out into his backyard and there's a sprinkler going, and he just uses it. It's like,
Does he take like classic songs and do them like in metal versions or something like that?
he does some of that too.
Okay,
yeah.
I think that's what I've seen him do.
Oh,
So.
it is so funny. Once you get his humor,
No, he takes death metal songs and plays it like a real pretty song. I think that's what I'm thinking
and he
of.
says all the lyrics all
Yeah, he
happy.
says, yes, okay, yeah.
Like,
That's-
I'll stab you in the face.
yeah.
Dude, but he's doing like dumb faces and stuff. It's just, I binge watch him every once in a while, but not all the time. So that's why it's more of an
When you're in the mood.
honorable mention. Yeah, it's a more of the in the mood thing. So, number 1.
Number 1, and I just changed this one.
Oh, yeah.
My number
On the
1.
fly.
After you mentioned the rap battles, my number 1 would be slam poetry. Like people that just, they go out on stage and they've got this poem and they're just spitting it out, and I can get into that. I can watch a lot of it.
Cool.
Why is it called slam poetry?
I have no idea.
Are they just poets? Or are they like dissing each
It's
other
almost-
with poems?
Is this like poetry night? Like
It's almost like rap, like the way the cadences that they have.
It's kind of like a spoken word, but
Yeah, it's just them and a microphone, but
Yeah.
like they come up with like rhythms to how they're talking, and they've got like some kind of political message or some kind of
It's almost like a coffee shop type of open mic.
Not coffee shop.
I mean, it could
Like-
be, but it's mostly like at the Apollo or like you know,
Right.
it's like some huge stage somewhere. You know,
Oh, gotcha.
I don't even know.
You're
Like,
belting it out.
yeah, I like the emotion that they can bring.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
oh yeah. My number 1 to go along with more useless knowledge, and also to go along with this, I like top 10 list.
We couldn't tell.
So I watched 3 main ones. It's What Culture, Watch Mojo, and Looper. They just do top 10 horror movies, top 10 hot anime girls. I don't watch that one, but that's
Yeah, you
I
do.
remember that one. Top 10 worst anime villains. Top 10 worst horror movie villains. Just top 10 worst decisions made in horror movies. Whatever you can think of. they have a top 10 list for. And this is usually what I go home, I put it on, I take a shower, and that's why I don't have to watch it.
Right.
I can just straight listen to it.
Because you don't need to see those still images.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to see anything that they're showing me. It's just straight, get their opinion on a list that I can listen to. So
my only problem with Watch Mojo and stuff like that, I almost feel like either everyone on the internet is stealing the list and just saying the same crap, or they're taking lists that they find and then making their own.
Yeah, I have no idea how they compile it, but
which apparently is a massive problem on YouTube. A lot of people are just taking content from other people and making videos with those top 10 lists. They're not actually, they may not know anything about that top 10 cars in the 1950s. Was it just the Model T? I don't know what it was. But like the point is, like, they're taking a list they have nothing about, they don't know anything about. Obviously, I would make one like that. and they just like make a video and just talk about what they can about it.
Right.
I don't know. I've noticed this as we started doing top 5 lists, which good thing we didn't do top 10. It would be 3-hour videos anyway. So
number one.
Do you have anything else, Matt?
I was just going to say, actually, my favorite one is What Culture. It's actually, I think they're Irish. Possibly, or Scottish, one or the other.
George?
They have an accent, but I do prefer them over Watch Mojo.
That's fair.
They seem a little bit more organic, like they actually are into what they're talking about. So,
do you stay away from any channel that has viral in the name? I feel like that's just a normal thing that if it says viral, I don't care how cool it sounds, I won't watch it. I'm so tired of that crap. Viral top 10s.
So what's the one you're talking about? That's the Irish. Scottish
it's called
one?
What Culture.
What Culture?
Yeah.
Is a top 10 list?
They do top 10s on stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe top 5s, one or the other. But
oh, cool. I'll check it out.
I like Ash.
Who?
Redheaded lass.
And going on.
All right, Eric. So really, it's not the top 10. So
number one for me is a channel called Zach King. Anybody know?
Nope.
He does you might have seen him. He does like magic and a lot of video editing kind of magic stuff. Like he'll pop out of his he'll pop stuff out of his iPad, or he'll jump in all his.
Oh, I think I've seen this guy. Like he'll draw something in chalk and then reach for it and grab it out.
Yeah. He'll do a weird jump into his car or something. Yeah, all kinds of. I mean, it's a lot of edited video animation, but it's pretty entertaining.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not real. I mean, it's like cheating as far as magic goes. If he's just editing a video.
Yeah, but it is entertaining. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend it. So
okay.
Well, my number one is going to make Matt very happy because he's going to have a new channel to check out. It's called Odd Header.
Is this what you're supposed to tell me about?
No.
Okay.
Odd Header, he does top 10 lists for video games, but it is the most obscure, longest titles ever. Top 10 scariest things ever discovered randomly by people who weren't expecting it in video games. Like, stuff like that. So, like, top 10 odd, like, secrets found in video games that were only meant for the developers. Like, the titles are just so long.
Where does they even get all this information?
Yeah, but like I started watching them. These are great in the idea of top 10 video game list. These are phenomenal. It's going
to be pretty unique, and it's not going to be ones that everybody's doing top 10 villains.
Right. Like I feel like his videos are very specific or very unique. Like it's not just top 10 video games. It's literally like top 10 craziest things cut from video games that you've never heard of.
Well, like top 10 like YouTube channels.
10 game discoveries never meant to be found. Okay. 8 strangest audio discoveries in video games. Yeah. So it's just a bunch of it's very random.
They're so interesting. Now you probably
10 strangest areas in games we were never meant to see.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a bunch of 10 craziest out of bound discoveries.
Those are phenomenal because they break the game with like hacking tools to like go out of bounds, and they'll find like random stuff, like little boxes with like check marks on it, and a person who's sitting there with no arms. It's just like weird.
Like, why did they even put this in here?
Yeah. Most time it's like placeholders and stuff, but sometimes even the developers don't even have an answer.
But I forgot about that.
You do have to watch the videos on that. because he is doing a lot of videos and showing you stuff.
Well, yeah, definitely.
So-
because it is, I can't just listen to the 10 insane Easter eggs in arcade games. So,
Yeah. The last thing I was going to mention for Matt is that he's on this whole 80s thing. There's one channel that's awesome. It's not really more of a binge watch because I think they only have like 15 videos or something, but it's called Zach Morris's Trash.
that is very funny.
You've seen it?
Where it's like, it goes through the episodes and show how like awful of a person he is.
Have you seen Saved by the Bell?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you watch it and you think Zach Morris is just trying to be this clever person, but the way they word it,
So he's a guy from Saved on the Bell.
And they're
he's the
actually
main
making sense of his actions.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wow.
he blackmails this person into extortion. And it's like, and you're like, he really is doing that. Yeah, it's a really funny channel. All right, so you've already
Yeah, I've seen it. It's good. It's good stuff.
It is pretty good. If you ever watched Saved by the Bell, check out Zach Morris's Trash.
I've seen the videos pop up every now and then.
Yeah, you should
I haven't
watch
watched
one.
any of them.
It's pretty entertaining.
But did you watch Saved by the Bell when you're
Yeah.
dude?
All
When
the
you
time.
if you watch Saved by the Bell and you watch these, it is like watching a kids show, but realizing the political message behind it. Like it's. I mean, obviously they didn't mean for it to be this way. He's just embellishing with different words. You know, he's like blackmailing the women of his school, and really he is because he blackmailed like Kelly. And it's like a white, almost like a white lie kind of blackmail. You know what I mean? Like it's so small, but at the same time, if you say it with bigger words, it's so hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything else? Are we done with this?
I'm good.
That's it.
All right. We're going to wrap it up. We want to thank you again for tuning into all of our episodes, hopefully at this point. Episode 74 of the MeepleCore Podcast. This episode was recorded on May 9th, 2019. Please send us your questions and comments to meeplecore@gmail.com. Follow MeepleCore on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out every video now on YouTube. Yep. So it's all the way up to 72. I just got to edit episode 73 and then obviously this one. I am releasing them a day, so it won't really be caught up for like a month, but that's fine because I want people's notifications. So go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/MeepleCore. Click that notification bell. Ding. That's what they say at some of the videos.
ding,
Anyway. Until next time, this is Tim Jennette, the Middle Meeple.
Matt RoBear.
And Eric Ledford.
George Breden.
Keep on rocking and rolling dice.